Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, slokas, songs, Divyadesa Pasurams, and much more. Namaskaram Uttama Bhagavatas. Today, 9th of March 2025, Masi Punarpoosam, Kulasekara Azhwar Thirunakshatram. Kulasekara Azhwar is also known as Kulasekara Perumal, Kullikavaran, Sharan Kulasekara. He has written two slokams. One is part of the Divya Prabandham, which is Perumal Thirumozhi. The other is Mukundamala, Krishna anubhavam. Today, let us together enjoy the Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi. Perumal Thirumozhiyil Shringara Rasam. Kulasekara Azhwar Thirunakshatram 2025. We dedicate this to our parents, Rajalakshmi and Srinivasa Iyengar, and Kamala and Seshadri. Our mission of Brindavan will focus on 4 pathways to Vaishnava anubhavam: Pasurams and slokas in Santai form, Pasurams and slokas as music, Divya Kshetra Mahimai, and classical art forms. Ramanuja Daya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathaaryam Mande Vedanta Desikam Sri Sailesa Daya Patram Deepatyadi Gunattamam Yatindra Pravanam Mande Ramyajamataram Munim. Our sincere Dandavat Pranams and Dhanyavad to Sriman Gomatam Seshadri Ramkumar Swamin for teaching us Divya Prabandham Aruli Child with Arthabhava, and Arvind Narasimharagan Swamin and Sudarshan Narasimharagan Swamin of Columbus for the Santai Kainkaryam for the Pasurams. They have been of great support to Vrindavan. Our heartfelt Dhanyavad to Dr. Chitra Madhavan for having sung the Mannapugal Padigam of Perumal Thirumozhi. The following organizations have provided a wealth of knowledge on the internet for us to enrich and enjoy, some of which have been used here. Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam, Acharya.org, Koil.org, and Prapatti.com. Kulasekara Azhwar was born as the Amsam of Bhagavan's Kaustubam, which Perumal is wearing, and his Acharyan was Sriman Narayana. He was born in the 8th century AD on Masi Punarpoosam. His father's name is Dridavartha. He was the king of the Cheranad, that is in Kerala. The place is called Thiruvanjikalam in Periyar district. Kulasekara Azhwar had other names, as he was called Kullikavalan, because he was the protector of the Kavalan of the Kullirad. Kudal Nayagan, because he won over Madurai. Kozhikode, Villavarkon, and Cheralarkon are some of his other names. He belonged to the Chera dynasty, and he was the son of Dridavartha, and he had a daughter called Ila. She is also known as Chera Kulavalli. His works are Mukundamalai and Perumal Thirumozhi. We will now see Perumal Thirumozhi in a slightly different Arthanubhava. We will enjoy together the Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi. Perumal Thirumozhi is a set of 105 Pasurams compiled into 10 Padigams. Some of the Padigams have 11 Pasurams, some have 10. Kulasekara Azhwar has very beautifully sung these Pasurams, has different anubhavams which we can truly enjoy in our own way. The first Padigam is about his love and beauty for Aranganathan and his tabam. He feels, when can I see Bhagavan? Where can I see the Srirangam Ranganathan? How can I see him? What is the pathway? He describes his own imagination of Bhagavan in the first Padigam. Iruliriya Chudar Manigal. In the second one, he starts thinking. He says, I have to be Adiyarku Adimai. I have to be the Adimai of the servant of the devotees of Aranganathan. Then Aranganathan will be happy with me, with what I am doing, because I am serving his devotees who are totally towards him, and he will give me the darshan. So he says, that is Thetarum Thiralte. That is the second Padigam. In the third Padigam, he starts thinking, okay, what else can I do? He says, what is this life? Why am I here? What are we here for? He says, Meyyil Vaalkai, what is the truth in this life? The truth in this life is essentially, we have to pray or we have to surrender ourselves to Bhagavan and ask for moksham, which is the ultimate happiness, which is the eternal happiness, which we should ask for. He says, okay, now I'm going to ask for that. How should I ask for that? He now goes to Thiruvengadam and sings about Thiruvengadam. He says, Bhagavane, give me some place, Kainkarya Prarthana. I have to do some Kainkaryam in this Tirumala, so that I can keep seeing you always. He says, I can be born as a bird, or I can be as a fish in this Pushkarani, or I want to be that padi or the doorstep, so that all your adiyas can walk over me, and then I can be that portion and I can look up to your face all the time. Finally, he says, Yedanam, something, I will be born as something here. I want to do some Kainkaryam. That is his thaba. Then he realizes, okay, whatever I am going to ask for, whom else can I ask? I have Ananya Gati. I have no other way. There is no other pathway. I have no other way of any refuge excepting to pray to you. Then he goes to Thiruvittvakodu. Thiruvittvakodu is a Divya Desam in Kerala, and he starts singing Tarathuyaram Tadayil. And there he says, you are the only refuge for me. I have no other refuge. And Thiruvittvakodu is a Divya Desam sung only by, it has the uniqueness that it has been sung only by Kulasekara Azhwar. And after seeing all this, then he starts imagining himself as Devaki. Just like the Devaki missing out on Krishna's attitude, on Krishna's childhood pranks, activities, she starts missing and she starts crying, and she feels so bad that she has been left out in that. And all the enjoyment of Krishna, though she gave birth to Krishna, all his enjoyment was by Yashoda Mata. And then similarly, this is about Krishna avatar. Then he becomes Dasaratha. He says, okay, I have been made, I have been put in such a situation that I have to ask my son Rama to go to the forest, which is very wrong. And I have done that. And he starts singing of all that. So all these gives the thabam, and it brings out the love for Bhagavan, Azhwar's love for Bhagavan. Now after he does all of this, Bhagavan, he comes to Chidambaram, where he sees Rama in Chitrakutam, Govindaraja Perumal. And that is the last 10 padigams, where Bhagavan gives him the darshanam, Rama as in Chitrakutam. Once he gets that darshanam, he becomes very happy, and he again shows his love for Bhagavan through a Naika Bhavam, Yermalar Pungural, where he, with Kannan and Perumal, with Krishna and the gopis. And then Lord Rama is a very favorite, or he is the biggest Perumal for Azhwar, for Kulasekara Azhwar. And so he becomes Kausalya and sings a very beautiful thalat part, or a lullaby for Chakravarthi Thirumagan. We have described the order of the Pasurams in a little different way to bring out the story of the how Azhwar's love for Bhagavan brought him to see Bhagavan, to get the anubhavam of Bhagavan, and then become, from the thabam, it becomes a joy. So that is Kulasekara Azhwar, Perumal Thirumozhi. Now we will see the Navarasam. What is Navarasam? We'll see in the next few minutes, and then we'll see the Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi. What is Navarasam? We said we are going to see the Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi. So now we'll see what is the Navarasam. Navarasam is basically the 9 kind of emotions which one has. Shringara Rasam is love, beauty. Then we have the Hasya, or Hasya Rasam, laughter or Karuna, compassion, sorrow. When there is sorrow, there is Karuna. Then there is Raudra, anger. We see anger in many people. Veera, somebody shows courage, heroism. Bhayanka is the fear, or when we see something fearful or terror, what we feel is Bhayanka. Bibhasta, Bibhatsa is the disgust, aversion, something that you don't like. Then you have Adbhuta, wonder. We are amazed. We are amazed at this world. We are amazed at how every day the sun comes up, every day it goes in. Who is controlling all this? We have no control over anything. Then we have Shanta, that is peace, tranquility. We just close our eyes. Just think about Bhagavan. Think about our inner soul. That is Shanta. So these are the 9 types of rasams. Navarasam. Nava is 9. Navarasams. Out of this, we will see the Shringara Rasam and how we relate it to the Perumal Thirumozhi. Now we see the Navarasams, a pictorial representation. All our scriptures have all the rasams. We have all the Navarasam in both Ramayanam and Krishnavatar. So here we see Shringara Rasam, how Krishna is enjoying with the gopis. And then comes the Hasyam, where how he plays with the gopis, pouring water on each other and playing. Then we have the Karuna, when Krishna tells Arjuna and gives him all the, he shows compassion and during the Mahabharata war and tells him what is to be done. Then the Raudra, when Krishna becomes really angry, and even though he promised that he will not take any weapons, he did take to kill Bhishma. Then the Veeram. Veeram is when the little Krishna dances over the Kalinga Nardana. And then Bhayanka, he gives the fear to Kamsa when he is killing him. Bivatsa, he feels disgust. And Adbhuta is when Yashoda Mata is asking Krishna to open his mouth, and he shows the universe or the world in his mouth. Yashoda Mata is filled with astonishment. And then peace. Peace and tranquil. He sits on the banks of the Yamuna and he is taking his flute and very peacefully playing his flute and bringing everybody, giving peace to all his people who are with him as well in Gokulam, in Vrindavan. These are the Navarasams in Krishna Avatar. Now coming to Shringara Rasam, it is of two types. Sambhoga, Sanyoga, Shringara. And the other is Vipravalamba, Viyoga, Shringara. Sambhoga or Sanyoga, Shringara is when you are together with the person or with the aspect of life and enjoying. It could be love between mother and child, or parents and child, or husband and wife, or friends, or it could be between a person and nature. That could be also Shringara. So everything is. And during that Shringara, during that anubhavam, one is very happy, and the love between the two, the one who loves and the one who's loved comes out as Shringara. Love is not only felt, love and beauty is not only felt when you are together with the person or nature or whatever it is. It is also in separation. So when you are separated from the person for some reason, whatever it is, or when you are separated from what you really enjoy, then also your love for that thing comes out. That love and beauty is called Vipralamba Viyoga Shringara. So in Perumal Thirumozhi, we see both. First, we see the Vipralamba Viyoga Shringara when Azhwar is having the tavam to see Perumal, and he is enjoying Perumal. He is talking about the beauty of Perumal, but he is missing out. He is seeing. You can see the tavam. You can feel his longing to be with Perumal. and to have the anubhavam of Perumal. And then once he sees the Perumal, then you have the Sambhoga Sanyoga Shringara, where he is with the gopis in the Yermal Bhumgal Padigam, and when as Kausalya, when he is with the Rama and singing the talat. So both these are brought out very beautifully in Perumal Thirumozhi. We will now see that. Vipramalam Shringara is seen in Pasurams 1, 7 and 9 Padigams. The first one is the descriptive imagination of Bhagavan. Next is Alai Neel Karumbu, where Devaki is showing her love for Bhagavan and feeling how she missed it, even though she starts with a talatu, but it is a talatu where she is missing him and saying that I haven't got anything, everything Yashoda has got, and then Nandagopal's wife has got, and then the Dasaratha Bhavam, where he is King Dasaratha is missing his dearmost son, Lord Rama, after sending him to the forest. Vanatalinai. Very beautiful Pasurams. Now we will first see the Taniyan and then we will sing the other Pasurams in order. After we see the Viplambamba, we will see the Sanyoga.
இன்னமுதம் முட்டுகேன் இங்கே வா பைங்கிளியே தென்னரங்கம் பாடவல்ல சீர்பெருமாள் பொன்னஞ்சிலை சேர் முதலர்வேல் சேலரக்கோன் எங்கள் குலசேகரன் என்றே கூறு ஆரங்கடப்பரன்பர கொள்ளாரென்று அவர்களுக்கே வாரங்குடப்பாம்பிற் கையிட்டவன் மாற்றல்லரை வீரங்குடுத்த செங்கோல் கொள்ளி காவலன் வில்லவர் கோன் சேரன் குலசேகரன் முடிவேந்தர் சிகாமணியே.
Kulasekara Azhwar starts expressing his love, and where we see the Shringara Rasam in the first Padigam, where Azhwar is singing about Perumal's beauty, expressing his love for Arangan, the Lord of Srirangam, Aranganathan. It is a Padigam which has 11 Pasurams.
இருளியச் சுடர்மணிகள் இமைக்கும் நெற்றி இனத்துத்தி அணிவனம் ஆயிரங்களார்ந்த அரவரச பெருஞ்சோதி அனந்தனென்னும் அணிவிளங்கும் உயர்வெள்ளை அணையமேவி திருவரங்கப் பெருநகருள் தென்னீர் பொன்னி திருக்கையால் அடிவருடப் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் கருமணியைக் கோமளத்தைக் கண்டுகொண்டு என் கண்ணினைகள் என்றுகளோ கழிக்கும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, as Azhwar opens up Perumal Thirumozhi, he sings about the beauty of Perumal because of his love and his thabam or his anxiousness as to when he would see that Perumal. So he is imagining Perumal and he is saying, which Perumal is this? Arangan, Sri Ranganathan or Srirangam. Iruliriya Chudarmanigal Imaikum Netri, that is the forehead of Perumal, is so effulgent that it is removing the darkness around. Perumal himself is so effulgent. So wherever he is, the darkness or the ignorance of that place is gone. He removes all of that. Inathutti Anipanam Ayirangal Andha Aravarasa Perunjodi Ananthan Ennum Anivilangum Uyarvellai Anayai Mevi. That means he is lying down on Ananthan. Ananthan is Adiseshan. It is a Perunjodi. It is a huge light or huge effulgence of Ananthan. and it is that Ananthan is white in color. Vellai Anaya maybe. So he is having that Ananthan as his bed, and he is lying down on that. திருவரங்க பெருநகருள் தென்னீர் பொன்னி திரைக்கையால் அடிவரல பண்டி கொள்ளும். That is that. Arangan is lying down. Where is he lying down? In Thiruvaranga Perunagar. That is in the big beautiful town of Srirangam. And how is that Perumal? Karumani. He is dark in color. He has a dark hue. And Komalam. Komalam is the very soft beauty. கருமணியை கோமளத்தை கண்டுகொண்டு என் கண்ணினைகள் என்றுகொலோ கழிக்கும் நாளே. That is, when will I enjoy that Perumal? He describes the beauty of Perumal and shows his tabam as to when he will enjoy that. This is his. We see the Shringara Rasam in Vipralamba. So we see Viyoga, where Azhwar is wanting to be with Perumal and he is expressing his love.
வாயோ ஈரைருநூதூதங்களார்ந்த மலையுடம்பில் அழல் நாகம் உமிழ்ந்த செந்தி வீயாத மலர் சென்னி விதானமே போல் மேன்மேலும் மிகையெங்கும் பரந்தன் கீழ் ஆயாம்பூ மலர்பிறங்களன்ன மாலை கடியரங்கத் தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் மாயோனை மனத்தூணே பத்தி நின்று என் வாயார என்றுகளோ வாழ்த்தும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, again Azhwar describes how Ananthan or Adiseshan has given his lap to Embaraman to recline in Srirangam. And he has the 1,000 heads to praise Embaraman with his, each head has a mouth with which he praises Perumal. வலை உடம்பில் அழல்நாகம் உமிழ்ந்த செந்தி வீயாத மலர்ச்சென்னி விதானமே போல் மேன்மேலும் மிகையெங்கும் பறந்து அதன் கீழ். He says, the 1,000 heads is like a canopy, and the 1,000 mouths and the head is like a canopy, and they prevent the enemies from approaching Perumal. This is very similar to the Vartha or the Pallandu Vartha of Perumal sung by Periyalvar when he is singing the Kaapu. So similarly he said Ananta Azhwar is the Kaapu for Perumal. So he is preventing enemies from coming. How is that Perumal, that Arangan? He appears like a garland with a purple color flowers. Great person. He is the Mal, Anna Malai. Kayambu Malarpirangal Anna Malai. That is, he is like the purple flower garland on a white Adiseshan. Kadiyaranga Aravanattaval Pallikollo. That is, he is lying down on the rock of Srirangam and fortified by big walls. Aravanai means big walls of the Srirangam temple. That Mayon, that great Emberman, that great Sriman Narayana, that Ranganatha, with all his fragrance, Mayonai Naruvanate Patrinundru. I want to stand there and hold the stambam, hold the pillars, and Vayara Yendugalo Vartum Nale. I want to hold that and sing about that Mayon, that great Perumal, and sing with my mouth. Vayara Yendugalo, that is, with all my satisfaction, I want to sing about that Perumal. So this again shows Azhwar's love for Perumal and his tabam, which comes out of the love.
எம்மான் பெண் அயன்னான்கு நாவினாலும் எடுத்தே தீரண்டு முகமும் கொண்டு எம்மாடும் எழில் கண்கள் எட்டினோடும் தொழுதேத்தி இனிதிரஞ்சு நின்ன செம்பன் அம்மாந்தன் மலர்க்கமலக் குப்பூழ் தோன்ன அணியரங்கத் தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் அம்மாந்தன் அடியினை கீழ் அலர்களிட்டு அங்கடியவரோடென்றுகளோ அணுகும் நாளே.
Here, Alvar describes Perumal and feels that he is longing to be at the divine feet of Perumal along with his followers and offer him flowers. He says, golden-hued Emberman or Sriman Narayana is lying on the mattress of Adiseshan with his divine navel, which is like a lotus flower, inside the temple in Srirangam. The Srirangam temple is like an ornament for the samsara. Brahma, who has 4 tongues and who is praising Emberman, has 4 faces with which to recite the 4 Vedams. And he has 2 eyes in each face, which makes it 8. And he is standing on all sides with folded hands and is waiting to prostrate to Sriman Narayana. And Narva says, when will I be able to do that? So he is feeling that he is missing Perumal and he is describing, expressing the Shringara Rasam and the beauty of Perumal.
மாவினை வாய் பிளந்துகந்த மாலை வேலை வண்ணனை என் கண்ணனை வன் குன்றமேந்தி ஆவினை அன்றுய்யக் கொண்ட ஆயரேத்தை அமரர்கள் தன் தலைவனை அந்தமிழின் பாப்பாவினை அவ்வடமொழி பற்றார்கள் பயிலரங்கத் தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் ஓவினை நாவிழத்தி எந்தன் கைகள் ஒய்மலர்த்தூ என்றுகளோ கூப்பும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Alvar expresses his love towards Perumal, asking, when will I have the bhagyam of offering flowers to this Perumal and worship him in a divine manner? To which Perumal? He said, that Perumal who destroys the enemies of his followers. Maavinai vaal pilandu uganda maalai. That Perumal who killed the demon who came in the form of a horse by splitting the mouth. Velai Vannanai, the one who has the hue of an ocean, like dark blue ocean color is the hue of Perumal. En Kannanai, my dear Kannan, my dear Emperman, who is very beautiful. One Kundamendi Avanai and Uyakkonda Ayarerai. This refers to Bhagavan doing the Govardhanagiri to protect his followers, to protect his bhaktas, to protect his devotees in Ayarpadi, to teach a lesson for Indra, who sent incessant rains. So Bhagavan did Govardhanagiri Atam. So he showed us how he can take care of everybody. Amarargal Tam Talaivan. He is the head of the Nityasuris. Andamizhai Inbap Pavinai. He speaks like the songs or the hymns of Arulichal or Divya Prabandha Pasurams. Avvadamozhi, that is Srimad Ramayanam, is in Sanskritam language. So those who are not able to follow the northern language, which is Sanskritam, for them I am singing this song. But Vadamozhiyai Patrattargal, those who do not have liking or an earp or towards the northern languages like the Sanskritam, he is singing this song. He is singing this song on Perumal, who is in Thiruvarangam. Pattattargal Arangathu Aravanayil Palli Kollum Kovinai. That I am singing this song for those who are not inclined towards the Sanskritam language about this Perumal who is in Srirangam, Aranganathan. And when will I get that Bhagyam to offer flowers? Endan Kaigal Koimala Thuvendru Endrugalo Kuppum Nale. He said, when will I be able to offer the flowers that I will pluck from the garden and offer it to Perumal, Srirangam Ranganathan. He talks about the beauty and he talks about his love for Perumal and he is wanting to make his offerings.
இணையில்லா இன்னிசையாழ் கெழுமி இன்பத் தும்புறவும் நாரதனும் இறைஞ்சி ஏத்த துணையில்லா தொன்மலர் நூல் தோத்திரத்தாள் தொன்மலர்கண் அயன் வணங்கி ஒவ்வாதேத்த மணிமாட மாளிகைகள் மல்கு செல்வ மதிலரங்கத் தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் மணிவண்ணன் அம்மானைக் கண்டுகொண்டு என் மலர் சென்னி என்றுகளோ வணங்கும் நாளே.
In this pasuram, Azhwar sings about the divine music that is there in Paramapadam. இணையில்லா இன்னிசை யாழ் கெழுமி இன்பத் தும்புருவும் நாரதரும் இறைஞ்சி ஏத்த. That is, there is no equivalent. It's a yal music. Yal is a stringed instrument which is very similar to Veena and it has no equal. It produces such melodious music. And who are there? Tumburu and Narada Maharishi are in a blissful state because of the music. And they are offering their prayers. Iranji Eta, they fall at the divine feet of Sriman Narayana. And he also says, next he says, Tunayilla Tonmarainul Totiratal Ton Malarkal Ayan Vanangi Ovadeta. That is, the hymns and sastrams of the ancient Vedas which have no equal, and the Itihasas and the Puranas which explain the Vedams are all filled with music. And as Brahma, who was created by Emberman from his divine navel, he prostrates at the divine feet of Emberman and praises Perumal continuously. Always he is keeping praising to Perumal. Which Perumal? Manimada Maligai Malgu Selvam Madilarangatha Aravanayil Palli Kollum Manivannan Amman Thannai. That is, there is huge big temple walls which is around the temple, and there is Mada Maligai, beautiful palaces and mansions in that place. And in that place is Srirangam, where there are big walls, and Aranganathan is lying on Anantalvan. Manivannan Ammanai Kandukondu En Malarchenni Endugalo Vanangu Nale. He says, when will I be having the bhagyam of decorating him with the flowers and bow down to his feet, to that beautiful Emberman, that divine form, who is like a beautiful bluish gemstone. So Azhwar is showing his love for Perumal, and he is describing Perumal in such a beautiful manner that the whole picture comes in front of our eyes, and we stand along with Azhwar, waiting for the Bhagyam to pray to that Aranganathan.
அலிமலர்மேல் அயனரன் இந்திரனோடு ஏனை அமரர்கள் தம் குழுவும் மரம்பயரும் மத்தும் தெளிமதிசேர் முனிவர்கள் தம் குழுவும் உந்தி திசை திசையில் மலர் தூவிச் சென்று சேரும் களிமலர் சேர் பொழிரங்கத் துரகமேறி கண் வளரும் கடல் வண்ணர் கமலக் கண்ணும் ஒளிமதிசேர் திருமுகமும் கண்டு கொண்டு என் உள்ளமிகு என்றுகளோ உருகும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar sings about the beauty of Paramapadam and the others who are enjoying Sriman Narayana in Paramapadam. அழியலர்மேல் அயனரன் இந்திரனோடு ஏனை அமரர்கள் தம் குழும் அரம்பயர் மற்றும். That is the Brahma who came out of the navel and who is sitting on the lotus flower, and Indra and all the other celestials along with Ramba and are all in Paramapadam. மற்றும் தெளி மதிசேர் முனிவர்கள் தம் குழுவும். All of the rishis are there. All the Muktatmas and the Nityasuris are all there. And all the entities are fighting with each other to take precedence over the rest. That is, each one wants to have Perumal Darshanam. So they fight with each other to say who is to get the priority. And திசை மலர் தூவி சென்று சேரும் களிமலர் சேர்ப்பு அரங்கத்து உரகம் ஏறி. And he says, in all the directions, flowers are strewn on all sides of Srirangam. And Ananta Azhwan is on the top of the temple of Srirangam, which is surrounded by gardens where the beetles are swarming on the flowers, eating the honey. Kanvalam kadalvana kamalakannum. That Bhagavan, that Arangan who is lying down on that Adiseshan has beautiful lotus-like eyes, and he has the complexion of the ocean. ஒளிமதில் சே திருமுகம் கண்டு கொண்டு, having darshan of the divine face, Thirumagamam, that is ஒளிமதிசே, that is a splendor and the effulgence of the moon is seen in that Bhagavan, Sriranganathan. என்னுளம் மிக என்று கொலோ உருகு நாளே. When will I be able to melt after seeing that Emperor?
மரம் திகழும் மனமொழிந்து வஞ்சமாத்தி ஐம்புலன்கள் அடக்கிடர்பாரத் துன்பம் துறந்து இருமுப்பத்தொழுதேத்து எல்லையில்லா தொன்னரிக்கண் நிலை நின்ற தொண்டரான அறம் திகழும் மனத்துவர்த்தம் கதியை பொன்னி அணியரங்கத் தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் நிறம் திகழும் மாயோனைக் கண்டன் கண்கள் நீர் மல்க என்றுகளோ நிற்கும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar says about how one should give up all the bad qualities and get all the good qualities, how we should pray to Perumal. So, மரம் திகழும் மனம் ஒழித்து வஞ்சமாற்றி ஐம்புலங்கள் அடக்கி இடர்பார துன்பம் துறந்து, which means he says you have to மரம் திகழும் மனம் ஒழித்து, that is, you have to give up the bad qualities such as anger, cruelty towards others and towards someone who is, even if they do harm to you, you should still be able to not curse them. That is the maturity what we should get. And without, there should not be any trace of any hatred towards anyone. And then we should get rid of falsehood, that is falsely claiming something or falsely trying to do something. So all should be gone. And after we get rid of all this, and we should be able to control ஐம்புலன்கள் அடக்கி, all the indriyas, that is your senses, should be able to control, and then get rid of all the shortcomings with the five senses. Then how should we be? இருமுப்பொழுதேத்தி எல்லையில்லா தொன்னரிகன் நிலை நின்ற தொண்டரான Aram Tigaram Manattavartam Gadiyai Ponni, which means that you will have to pray to Perumal 3 times, worshipping him constantly, morning and evening. And Ellayilla Thonnerikai, we should not be afflicted by anyone who is engaged in wrong things. We should be engaged only in ancient methods of doing Thiruvaradhanam or worship, divine worship to Perumal. Aram Tigaram Manattavartam Gadiyai. One who is considered as supreme refuge by these Sri Vaishnavas who show mercy, and that should be the basic nature. Aniyaranga Taravaniyil Pallikollum. That is that Arangan who is lying down on the Adiseshan. Niram Pallikollum Niram Tigarum Mayonai Kandan Kangal Neermalga Yendugalo Nirkum Nale. When will I have the bhagyam of standing in front of that Arangan with tears in my eyes because of my love for that Arangan, Ranganathan in Sri Lanka. This again shows all the love. The tabam comes from the love and the description of Perumal. He also tells us how one should be devoted to Perumal in this Pasuram.
கோலார்ந்த கொடுஞ்சார்கம் கூணரச் சங்கம் கொலையாழி கொடுத்தண்டு ஒத்தவள்பால் காலார்ந்த கதிக்கருடன் என்னும் வெந்திக் கடும்பறவை இவையனைத்தும் புறஞ்சூழ் காப்ப சேலார்ந்த நெடுங்கழனிச் சோலை சூழ்ந்த திருவரங்கத் தரவணையல் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் மாலோனை கண்டின்பக் கலவி எய்தி வல்வினையேன் என்றுகளோ வாழும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar describes his Shringara Rasam as describing the beauty of Bhagavan, holding all his Panchayudam and the Sargam, Kolanda Nedum Sargam, Kunal Sangam, that is his Panchajanyam, and his Kolari, Kolayari, that is, which is his Sudarshana Chakra, and Kotravalval, that is his sword, and Kodum Tande, that is, which is Kaumodiki, or his Gada. Bhagavan is taking all of this, and what is he doing? He is coming on Garuda. Kalanda Gadigarudan ennum Vennira Kadum Paravai. That is the bird which can really come very swiftly. Bhagavan is coming on that. Evayanatum Puramsur Kappa. That is, he is holding everything and coming to protect his devotees. Where is he coming? Selaranda Nedumkayani Solai Soonda Thiruvarangathu Anayil Palli Kollum. So he is coming and he is lying down on Adiseshan with all his Panchayudam on Garudan and lying down on Anantasena. And he says, when will I have the bhagyam to pray to this Perumal in the Kalavi Eidi? That is this Pere Perumal who has unmatched bliss. He cannot be matched with anything. Valvinayen endukalo kondukalo varu nale. When will I live as part of his Nitya Vibhuti? That is, Azhwar is talking about Perumal's Gambiram as a Shringar, as his beauty, coming with all of that to protect his devotees. And Azhwar said that we should all pray to be with Emberman in the Nitya Vibhuti, enjoying eternal bliss.
தூராத மனக்காதல் தொண்டர்தங்கள் குழாம் குழுமி திருப்புகழ்கள் பலவும் பாடி ஆராத மனக்களிப்போடழுத கண்ணீர் மழை சோர இனந்துருகி ஏத்தி நாளும் சீராந்த முழுவோசை பறவை காட்டும் திருவரங்க தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் போழாழி அம்மானைக் கண்டு துள்ளி பூதலத்தில் என்றுகளோ புரளும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar sings about how one should give up all the material happiness and sing in praise of Bhagavan. தூராத மனக்காதல் தொண்டர்கள் குழாம் துழுமி திருப்புகழ்கள் பலவும் பாடி. That is, you will have to give all the material happiness and the samsara bandham and join together and sing. திருப்புகழ்கள் பலவும் பாடி, sing the praise of Bhagavan. ஆராத மனக்களிப்போடழுத கண்ணீர் மழை சோழ நினைந்துருகி ஏத்தி. Yes, we have to recite the divine names which will give insatiable happiness. நினைந்து உருகி, you have to melt reciting the name of Bhagavan. நாளும் சீராந்த முழவோசை பறவை காட்டும் திருவரங்கத்தனில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் போராழி அம்மானைக் கண்டு. That is, you have to think about him and always sing about him. And sing about whom? That Perumal who is in Thiruvarangam, who is lying down. And when will I forget sitting with pride and roll on the earth with great joy and go to Perumal? When that day will come, that I will பூதளத்தில் என்றுகளோ புரளும் நாளே. When will I roll on the ground singing about the praise of Perumal? This is what Azhwar says. That is, he is showing his tabam, that is his love for Perumal and his longing to be with Perumal. That's Srirangam Perumal.
வன்பருக வானகமுய்ய அமரருய்ய மண்ணுய்ய மண்ணுலகில் மனிதருய்ய துன்பமிகு துயரகல அயர்வன்றில்லா சுகம் வளர அகமழும் தொண்டர் வாழ அன்போடு தென்திசை நோக்கி பள்ளி கொள்ளும் அணியரங்கத் திருமுத்தடியார் தங்கள் இன்பமிகு பெருங்குழவு கண்டு யானும் இசைந்துடனே என்றுகளோ இருக்கும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar describes the beauty of Perumal and how he comes because of Karuna from Paramapadam down to the Ikshvaku Vamsam. And then what was he doing in Paramapadam? He was taking care of all of the Chaturyuga was there, and he was taking care of all of the universe, and he was doing that. And he came to please the king Ikshvaku when he prayed to him, and he came with a Pranavakara Vimanam, which is there in Srirangam even today. Why did he come? He came to Mannuya Manulagil Manisaruya, that is, to protect this earth and to protect the mankind. And that Arangan was given by Lord Rama to the brother of Ravana, Vibhishana, after he killed Rama, after Rama Pattabhishekam. And Tunbamiga Tuyaragala, he came to relieve all the Jivatmas from their sadness, from their difficulties, and to take care of them, and to make all of us enjoy him and lead a life of joy. Agamagirum Tondar Vada. That is to give bliss or joy to his bhaktas. அன்போடு தென்திசை நோக்கி பள்ளி கொள்ளும் அணியரங்கன் திருமுற்றத்து. That is, Bhagavan is facing the south as he promised to Vibhishana. And when will I get that day to pray to him? உடனே என்று குலோ காண்டும் நாளை கண்டு யானும் இசைந்து. I will also be a part of that Bhagavan. உடனே பெருங்குழு கண்டு யானும் இசைந்து. I will also consider myself among one of those who was blessed. That is Adiyar. I will be blessed to be a devotee of this Bhagavan. When will that day come? This is he is praying to him.
திடர்விளங்கு சுடர்பொன்னி நடுவு பாட்டு திருவரங்க தரவணையில் பள்ளி கொள்ளும் கடல் விலங்கு கருமேனு எம்மான் தன்னை கண்ணாரக் கண்டுகக்கும் காதல் தன்னால் கொடை விலங்கு விரல்தானை கொத்தவள் வாழ் கூடலர்கோன் கொடை குலசேகரன் சொற்செய்த நடவிலங்கு தமிழ் மாலை பத்தும் வல்லார் நழுந்திகள் நானடி கீழ் நன்னுவாரே.
Azhwar finishes this Pasuram singing about his love for Perumal and what is the palan, on what is the effect when one sings these Pasurams. Emberman Sri Ranganatha is lying on the Adiseshan inside the Srirangam temple with the Pranavakara Vimanam on him. Srirangam is a beautiful place. It is an island town with river Kaveri on the banks of river Kaveri. That Bhagavan has the color of ocean, and Kulasekara Azhwar has composed these 10 Pasurams with a desire to see him and enjoy his and enjoy Bhagavan with his eyes. And Azhwar has a white canopy and a shout and a shining sword which is always victorious and magnanimous. Those who recite these 10 songs composed in Tamil will attain the divine feet of Emperuman, who has abundance of auspicious qualities, sadgunas, because of Bhagavan's karuna. When you sing these songs, one will get moksha. He will be at the lotus feet of the Lord. This Azhwar has sung all of this with so much of Shringara Rasam. That is, his love for Perumal is expressed in so many ways by describing the Perumal and his gunas and his Kalyana gunas. That is Shringara Rasam in first Padika. When he is away from Perumal, but he wants to be with Perumal and see, so he is longing. That Tabam is bringing out all the love for Perumal. He is also singing about Perumal's beauty. Now we will experience Azhwar as Devaki, a mother's love for her child, and missing Lord Krishna. Even though she gave birth to him, she was not able to do anything for him because immediately after his birth, Vasudeva had to take him to Yashoda, to Vrindavan, to make sure that the child is well taken care of and not under the whims and fancies of Kamsa. At this point in time, Devaki and Nandagopa, they missed to think that it is Bhagavan and he will take care of himself. It is not to be so. So as parents, as normal humans, they took him to Yashoda Mata and Nandagopa. But in the process, Devaki misses out on all of her son, Lord Krishna's childhood activities. Now we'll have the anubhavam of how she sings about that. ஆலைநீள் கரும்பன்னவன் தாலோ அம்புயத்தடங்கண்ணினன் தாலோ வேலைநீர் நிறத்தன்னவன் தாலோ வேழப்போதகம் அன்னவன் தாலோ ஏலவார் குழல் என் மகன் தாலோ என்றென்றுன்னை என் வாயிடை நிறைய தால் ஒலித்திடும் திருவினை இல்லா தாயில் கடை ஆயின தாயே. Devaki says, I am a very unfortunate mother. She is lamenting. She says all the other mothers, when they beget a child, they enjoy the growth of the child and how they are able to sing the lullaby. They are able to see the child grow. I have not had that bhagyam. So I am a very unfortunate mother. What have I missed out? And she sings about the beauty of Kannan, Krishna. Alai neer karumbu annavan. That is, you are like a sugar cane. You are sweet as a sugar cane. Ambuyatadam kanninan talo. Your eyes are like the lotus flowers. Velai neer niratta annavan talo. That is, your body has a hue of an ocean. And Vedapodagam annavan talo. You do activities like an elephant and an elephant calf or a baby elephant. And such that one can keep looking at an elephant forever. An elephant is something that everybody wants to look at, whether it is a small baby or as an older person. Even though you have seen elephant so many times, whenever you see an elephant, it's a completely different feeling. And then she says, so there are many more such things that I can give for all your activities and all of your beauty. But I am an unfortunate mother who does not have the bhagyam to see my son grow. வடிக்கொள் அஞ்சனம் அழுது செம்மலர்கண் மருவிமேல் இனிதொன்றினை நோக்கி முடக்கிச் சேவடு மலர்ச்சிறக்கருந்தாள் பொலியும் நீர்முகிற் குழவியே போல அடக்கியார செஞ்சுரல்கள் அனைத்தும் அங்கையோடு அணைந்தானையிற் கிடந்த கிடக்கை கண்டிடப் பெற்றிலேன் அந்தோ கேசவா கெடுவேன் கெடுவேனே. In this Pasuram, Devaki laments how she misses out on the enjoying the infancy of Lord Krishna. Vadikol Anjanam Vayandla Semmalarkan. Said the beautiful red eyes where we apply Anjanam or Kajal to make the child even beautiful. Marivumel Inida Ondinai Noki. On the cradle, we have a lot of dolls which I keep hanging. And the child keeps looking at it and playing with it. Mudikkat Chevadimala Chirukarundal. It says how when the child is folding, when Krishna is folding his legs, the feet are pink in color or reddish in color, which he misses seeing. All of this. Polivum neermugal kuravi pola, just like a baby cloud, which is just imbibed water fully, which is filled with water. Adakkiyara senjiruviral anaithum angayodu anithu. That is, the child is clasping the toes with all the beautiful palm. அணையில் கிடந்த கிடக்கை கண்டிடப் பெற்றினேன் அந்தோ. She says, she expresses her sorrow. She feels very sad. She is lamenting that she misses all of these complete experiences. Just like an elephant stretches its limbs, the child will stretch itself, and she is missing all of that. And she says, Kesava keduvene. She says, I'm missing it twice. Once she missed it with all her previous children who were killed by Kamsa. And she also missed Keshava. Keshava is one who has dark hair. Beautiful Pasuram of a mother's love for a child. That is the Shringara. முந்தை நன்முறை அன்புடை மகளிர் முறை முறை ரந்தம் குரங்கிடை இருத்தி எந்தையே என் குலப் பெருஞ்சுடரே எழுமுகில் கணத்தெழில் கவரேரே உந்தையாவன் என்றுரைப்பனின் செங்கேழ் விரலினும் கடைக்கண்ணினும் காட்ட நந்தன் பெற்றனன் நல்வினை இல்லா நங்கள் கோன் வசுதேவன் பெற்றிலனே. Here she says, முந்தை நன்முறை அன்புடை மகளிர் முறைமுறை தம்பம் குரங்கிடை கிடத்தி. That is, many of your relatives as aunts, uncles, and all the affectionate women in Gokulam, grandmothers, uncles, whatever, they all kept you in turns in their lap. But I was not able to do that. She says, எந்தையே என் குலப்பெரும் சுடரே எழுமுகில் kanathe எழில் கவரேரே. She says, oh my God, my Bhagavan, my kulapperum sudar, that is, you are the jyoti of my lineage, and you are the radiant light, you are the effulgence. I was doing that, and you are one over many of the 7 types of clouds. Undai avan endra uraipa. They all are praising your father. Who is your father? Say, Viranum Kadaikan Kaninum Katta Nandan Petran. Who is that father? Father, they are all calling Nandagopal as your father. And when you put your little feet in your mouth, and when you look at people through the side of your eye, and the reddish fingers, everything, Nandagopal saw. But your birth father, Vasudeva, was not blessed to see that. She now laments that not only I was not able to see, my husband Vasudeva, who is the father of Krishna, also was not able to see it. So we missed out on all of that. Kalinila எழில் மதி புரை முகமும் கண்ணனே தென்கை மார்வும் தென்தோளும் தளிர் மலர் கருங்குழல் பிறை அதுவும் தடங்கொள் தாமரை கண்களும் பொலிந்த இளமை இன்பத்தை இன்றிருந்தன் கண்ணால் பருகுவேற்கு இவள் தாய் என நினைந்த அளவில் பிள்ளைமை இன்பத்தை இழந்த பாவியேன் எனதாவி நில்லாதே. Kalina எழில் மதில் புரை முகமும். That is, the face is so divine, like a moon. கண்ணனே தென்கை மருவும் தென்தோளும். That is, the shoulders are so strong. It's so beautiful. In Thirumalinzurai, the Perumal is called Sundarabahu Perumal. Bahu is tol. Sundarabahu is beautiful shoulders. Ajanabahu is how Rama is known as. Talirmala Karangura Pirayadvu. She said, the divine forehead has the hair which is falling, just like tender leaves and flowers on the face of Bhagavan, the little Krishna. Tadamkol Tamarai Kangalum. There is a beautiful divine eyes, the red eyes, which is attracting everybody. பொலிந்த இளமை இன்பத்தை இன்றியன்னன் கண்ணனை பருகுவேற்க. As a mother, one would see all of this in their children. The beautiful eyes, their shoulders and so on. இவள் தாயென இணைந்த அளவில் பிள்ளைமை இன்பத்தை இழந்த பாவியே. She said, all the mothers who give birth to children will enjoy all of this. But I am an unfortunate mother who has not been able to enjoy my child, Lord Krishna. I have not been able to enjoy his shoulders, his beautiful face like a moon, or his lotus-like eyes. I have not been able to enjoy anything. So I am an unfortunate person. And she says, I cannot sustain my life. We see how Azhwar becomes one with Devaki and sings such beautiful pasurams. மறுவனின் நெற்றியில் சுட்டி அசைதர மணிவா இடை முத்தம் தருதலும் உந்தன் தாதையைப் போலும் வடிவு கண்டு கொண்டு உள்ளம் உள்குளிர விரலைச் செஞ்சிறு வாயிடைச் சேர்த்து வெகுளியாய் நின்றிரைக்கும் அவ்வுரையும் திருவிலேன் ஒன்றும் பெற்றிலேன் எல்லாம் தெய்வநங்கை யசோதை பெற்றாளே. In this Pasuram, Devaki, Azhwar as Devaki, sings about the little boy as Krishna, as a young little Krishna, who is wearing the netti chutti, and that is so beautifully fitting, and it dangles as he is walking, when he is coming along. And he gives kisses to Yashoda Mata, and she's thinking, just as a child would kiss the mother. And seeing that beautiful form, one would be very, very happy. And when you put your little divine fingers inside your mouth and you keep talking in childish language, that is so beautiful. And she is feeling helpless, and she feels herself unfortunate that she has not experienced any of his childhood activities or Lord Krishna's childhood pranks. And she says, Thiruvilan ஒன்றும் பெற்றிலேன். I haven't enjoyed any of that. I've lost all that experience completely. And all of that, who enjoyed all that? எல்லாம் தெய்வநங்கை யசோதை பெற்றாளே. That divine Yashoda, that celestial person Yashoda, is the one who enjoyed all of that. She did not miss any little thing even. Whereas I, your birth mother, missed out everything. So this is the beauty of Krishna, the Shringara Rasam, in missing one's beloved child. Azhwar brings out the Shringara Rasam here. தன்னந்தாமரைக் கண்ணனே கண்ணா தவழ்ந்தெழுந்து தளர்ந்ததோர் நடையால் மண்ணில் செம்பொடி ஆடி வந்து எந்தன் மார்பில் மன்னிடப் பெற்றிலேன் அந்தோ வண்ணச் செஞ்சிறு கைவிரல் அனைத்தும் வாரி வாய்க்கொண்ட அடிசிலின் மிச்சில் உண்ணப் பெற்றிலேன் ஓ கொடிவினையேன் என்னை என் செய்யப் பெற்றது எம்மோயே. Here again Azhwar as Devaki is singing about little Krishna as he is crawling and he is walking like as if he is starting to walk for the first time. And he says, Tannan Tamarai Kanna, that is, your eyes are beautiful like a blossom, cool lotus. Tavandhendu Talandador Nadayal, that is, you're trying to walk, but when you just fall down, you crawl a little bit and then you walk up again. மண்ணில் செம்பொடி ஆடி வந்து எந்தன் மார்பில் மன்னரை பெற்றிலன் அந்தோ. That is, you go out, play, and have all the mud on your body, and come and fall on the child comes and just drops on the mother. The child is not concerned whether it is dirty or clean, or the mother is also so happy about it. She says, Petrilen Ando, I have not experienced that. I missed out on all of your hugs. I missed out on all of when you go out, play and come with a dirty soil. And mothers have a habit that they make nice food for the children, and before they give it to the child, they want to make sure that the food is good. So they taste a little bit. Or after the child eats, the little food which is left behind, they don't want to waste it. They just eat it up. So that Adisilan Mitchell, that is that leftover food after you eat, I have not had the opportunity, or I have not had the bhagyam to eat the remnants of the food. And she says, did my mother give birth to me for me to be just as the reigning queen and not have the fortune of eating the remnants of food from her child? So, is that why my mother gave birth to me? Did she say that I should be only a queen and I should not enjoy my child? Did she say that? So this is how she is talking about the beauty and her love for Krishna and her longing and her missing out on all the childhood pranks comes out as a Shringara Rasam. குழகனே எந்தன் கோமளப் பிள்ளாய் கோவிந்தா என் குடங்கையில் மன்னி ஒழுகு பேரெழில் இளஞ்சிறு தளிர்போல் ஒரு கையால் ஒரு முலை முகம் நெருடா மழலை மென்னகை இடையிடை அருளா வாயிலே முலையிருக்க என் முகத்தே எழில்கொள் நின் திருக்கண்ணினை நோக்கம் தன்னையும் இழந்தேனே. In this beautiful Pasuram, Azhwar, as Devaki, sings about what she is missing. Kuzhagane Yandan Komalapilla. Kuzhagane is someone who is very friendly with everybody. And my beautiful little child. She calls him Govinda because he has lots of cows. Govinda. When you come into my hand, in Kudangayil Manni, I miss you being in my hand. And when I keep you in my lap and I'm feeding you, I'm missing seeing you and you are hugging me during that time. And I'm missing that opportunity or that time with my little child, Krishna. So again she is her love for Krishna and how she is as a mother, what all mothers enjoy, which Devaki did not enjoy, but she brings out her love for Krishna in this Pasuram, in the Pipramalamba Shringara Rasam. முழுவதும் வெண்ணை அலைந்து தொட்டுண்ணும் முகழ் இளஞ்சிறுத்தாமரை கையும் எழில்கொள் தாம்பு கொண்டடிப்பதற்கு எல்கு நிலையும் வெண்தயிர் தோய்ந்த செவ்வாயும் அழுகையும் அஞ்சி நோக்கும் அந்நோக்கும் அணிகொள் செஞ்சிறுவாய் நெளிப்பதுவும் தொழுகையும் இவை கண்டு அசோதை தொல்லை என்பெத்தெழுதி கண்டாளே. In this beautiful Pasuram, Azhwar makes us enjoy Kannan's Thiruvilayattu and eating his butter. But it is also the thing where Devaki says, I missed out all the answers. She is feeling sad, but she is showing her love for Kannan Emperman as a birth mother. The first line goes as Murzum Vennayalaindu Tottunnum. That is, Kutti Krishna, he is putting his entire hand inside the pot of butter, thinking as if he will get the butter what he wants to eat only when he puts his entire hand into the pot, because he is a little boy and his hands are very small. Mugilam siru tamarai kayyum. That is, his hands are small and they are like lotus. In the previous Pasurams, Azhwar has described Kannan Emperman's hand as a tender leaf, and here he says it is like a lotus. It is soft like a lotus and it's pink in color, which Bhagavan puts into the butter and starts eating. And what happens when he is eating the butter? There comes the mother, Yashoda Mata. How does she come? She comes with a tambu, or a beautiful rope. Ezhilkol tambu kondu adipadarku elga nilayum. She is ready to beat Kannan with a rope. And how is that rope is very beautiful. And it is a very divine rope because it is going to touch Kannan Emperman. So that is the blessing for the rope. And Yashoda Mata is ready to beat him. And what does Kannan do at that time? Perumal shows his little game. Now he is standing there with all the butter and thair in his mouth, or the curd in his mouth. Venthair thoinda sevvayum. His red or his pink mouth is filled with a white curd. Venthair, white curd. And he is smeared all over his face. And he is standing there. How does he stand there? Azhugayam anjinokkum annokkum. He is pretending to cry. Even though he is Emperman, he is all powerful. He is the supreme-most of the superior-most of the superiors. He behaves as a person, as any other child or any other person when he takes his avataram on earth. So here, as a little boy, when he has committed a mistake, he is pretending to cry. And he is pretending to be scared of his mother and starts crying. And he tells her, no, I have not done it like any other child. But then what does she say? She knows that he is the one who ate all the butter. So she tells him, stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. You did a mistake. So she reprimands him. And fearing that, Kannan Emperman stands there with fear. Anji nokkum. He is seeing her with fear and she is looking at him. And what else does he do? Anikol senjirivai nedipadavum tolugayum. He makes funny actions with his mouth. That is why nalikal. When we say, I didn't do that, the children put a very beautiful face. She does that. He does that. So that Yashoda Mata's mind will become softer and not beat him. Then he folds his hands and tells his mother, no, I did not do this. Now we come back to Devaki. Devaki is talking about all of this as Yashoda Mata and says, all this was seen by Yashoda Mata. Ivai kanda asodai. Yashoda Mata saw all of this. When she saw all of this, Tollai inbattu irudi kandale. She saw the happiness or the boundless joy which is supposed to be in Paramapadam, where Bhagavan is always happy. But here she saw even beyond that, because Bhagavan is crying. You can never see Bhagavan crying in Paramapadam. Here she experienced even that boundless joy of beyond what is one can experience in Paramapadam. Ivai anarthum தொல்லை இன்பத்து இறுதி கண்டாளே இவை கண்ட அசோதை. Yashoda Mata saw all of this, and I was not blessed to see any of this. This is the love shown by Devaki towards Kannan, when saying that she missed out on all of this, even though she carried him in her womb and he was her child. குன்றினால் குடை கவித்ததும் கோலக் குரவை கோத்ததும் குடமாட்டும் கன்றினால் விழவெறிந்ததும் காலால் காளியின் தலை மிதித்ததும் முதலா வென்றிசேர் பிள்ளை நல் விளையாட்டம் அனைத்திலும் அங்கன் உள்ளம் உள்குளிர ஒன்றும் கண்டிடப் பெற்றிலேன் அடியேன் காணுமார் இனி உண்டனில் அருளே. In this Pasuram, Azhwar as Devaki shows his love for Krishna, singing about what more is missed by Devaki. Kundinal kudai kavuttadam. That is, we all know about the story of Govardhanagiri, how Lord Krishna held the Govardhanagiri with a little finger and brought everybody under Ayarpadi into that and taught a lesson to Indra, who sent incessant rains. How Bhagavan took care of everybody in Ayarpadi, including the cowherds, the cows, everything. And she missed out on that. She says, Kolak Kuravai Koothadam. That is, she missed out on the Rasa Leela. So we see how Krishna is growing from an infant to a time when he is doing the Rasa Krida or the Rasa Leela with the Gopikas in the Yamuna, on the banks of the river Yamuna, and playing in the Yamuna river. Kudamatum. She also missed out on the dancing with the pots and how he played with the Kandinai Vilava Erindadam. How he made the calf who was in the form of a demon, and then he killed the demons, both the calf, threw the calf on the wood apple, killing both the demons. And Kalal Kaliyantalai Midithadam Mudala. That is the Kalinganathanam. When Krishna dances on the head of Kalinga and killing Kalinga was also a demon. And when they said Pillainal Vilayattam, all the games of childhood games, which attracts everyone's heart. I've heard people say, Kodi Tunbam Kurandayin Muhathil Marayum. That is, all our problems we forget when we see a little child or an infant smiling and dancing around. So similarly, when it is Bhagavan who is playing around, is there any end to giving happiness to everybody? There is absolutely no end. People at that time were blessed to have Bhagavan and be with him as one and enjoy. Anaithirum angu ullam ulkulira ஒன்றும் கண்டினை பெற்றியேன் அடியேன். She says, I did not get any of these benefits. I did not see any of this. And if there is anything, please shower on mercy on me, that I can see all of this. That is the Devaki's pathos, or she shows her love towards Kannan and Brahman and laments to say that how she has not enjoyed any of his games as a child, even though she bore him in her womb and gave birth to him. That is the love, that is the Shringara Rasam of Devaki towards Krishna. வஞ்சமேவிய நெஞ்சுடை பேய்ச்சி வறண்டு நரம்பெழக் கரிந்துக்க நஞ்சமார் தரு சுழிமுழை சுவைத்து நீ அருள் செய்து வளர்ந்தாய் கஞ்சன் நாள் கவர் கருமுகிலெந்தாய் கடைப்பட்டேன் வெறுதே முலை சுமந்து தஞ்சமேல் ஒன்றிலேன் உய்ந்திருந்தேன் தக்கதே நல்ல தாயை பெற்றாயே. In this Pasuram, Azhwar sings about how Krishna grew up drinking not only Yashoda Mata's milk, but he also drank the milk of Putana, who came in the guise of a gopi, but who was a demon, and how Kannan killed her drinking the milk, not only the milk, also along with that her life as well. Panjam mevya nenjudai peichi, that is, she is the cowherd, or she is a aichiman. Varanda nar narambi எழு கரிந்து உக்க, you drank all the milk from her, and you drank also her life. நஞ்சம்மா தரு சுழைமுலை அந்தோ சுவைத்து நின்னருள் செய்து வளர்ந்தாய், you grew up. It is, you killed her as a little kid, but you grew up after that. கஞ்சன்னல் கவர் கருமுகில் எந்தாய், then you destroyed Kamsan's longevity, and you Kannan, Karmeghavannan, Karumugil Kannan, the dark-hued Krishna. கடைப்பட்டேன் வெற்றிதை முலை சுமந்து, I had lots of pain because I could not nurse you as a mother, and all the milk which I bore as a mother got wasted. Since there was no refuge to sustain myself, தஞ்சமேல் ஊன்றினேன் உய்ந்திருந்தேன். I managed to hold on to my life, even though I had all the pain that I could not nurse my child. But you were blessed with a good mother, or a very beautiful mother, a very considerate mother. Who is that mother who is blessed? That is Yashoda. She says, even though I missed out all that, but I am glad that you were blessed with a beautiful mother as Yashoda. தக்கதே நல்ல தாயை பெற்றாயே, you got a good mother. And Devaki now starts blaming herself for bringing this state to Kannan when he was an infant. She feels so sad and so lamenting that she had to give away her child. This, in some instances, it is said that Devaki and Vasudeva missed to think that it was Kannan and Brahman who was born, even though they knew it was Kannan. They were so concerned about the child, and they did not feel for themselves, okay, he is Bhagavan, he will take care of himself, I don't have to do it. But as parents, they did their duty thinking that they must take care of the child as much as possible and be very careful with the child, and for the safety of the child, to protect him from the wrath of Kamsan, sent him to Yashoda Mata. And Bhagavan also accepted that because he wanted his birth parents to be at peace, thinking that he is growing up in a good place where they left him. But at the same time, Yashoda also feels bad for having brought this status to Kannan. And this is the duty where we see that she starts blaming herself. She thinks she's doing for good for the child. She's also missing out on everything. It's a very, and her love for that child, how much she was longing to have that child, because she has lost so many children before because of her brother's wrath. But all the love for the child comes out as Shringara Rasam in the lamenting of Devaki. Very beautiful Pasurams which melts your heart truly. மல்லை மாநகர் கிரையவன் தன்னை வாஞ்சலித்தை வந்தீங்கனை மாயத்து எல்லையில் பிள்ளை செய்வன காண தெய்வத் தேவகி புலம்பிய புலம்பல் கொல்லி காவலன் மாலடி முடிமேல் கோலமாம் குலசேகரன் சொன்ன நல்லிசைத் தமிழ் மாலை வல்லார்கள் நண்ணுவார் ஒல்லை நாரண் உலகே. The last Pasuram, Azhwar, this is most like a Palashruti. Those who sing or learn these Pasurams, this Padigam, will reach heaven when their time comes, and they will enjoy Kannan as a Sriman Narayana in Paramapadam. And they will not be lamenting like me. That's what he says. Because he is lamenting just like Devaki. He is making himself as Devaki. Mallai Nagarke Irevan Tanni Van Selatti, that is, he kills Kamsan, who is the king of northern part of Madurai, and with his own hands. It is a blessing for these demons to be killed by Bhagavan, because they are demons because of a curse. And he sent him to Swargam. And Vande Inganam Mayatti Yalayil Pillai Sevanna Kana. And not having seen these unlimited activities or boundless activities performed by Kannan in Ayarpadi, Devaki Nangai, Deivat Devaki Nangai Pulambal. That is the divine Devaki. And in this Padigam itself, Azhwar sings about how the fifth Pasuram he says how Deva Nangai Yasodai. So both of them are divine. Both Yashoda Parati and Devaki. Both of them are very divine. Just like Andal sings in Tirupavai. She says, Oruthi Mahanai Pirandu Oriravil Oruthi Mahanai Olindwara. That is the same Bhagavan. She says, both of them are divine. When Bhagavan is born to you, if you are carrying him in the womb, that is the greatest blessing. And then to have him as a child is another blessing. So both of them are very divine children. Devananga Yashodai and the Deivate Devaki. So both of them are blessed. This Kollikavalan or Kulasekara Perumal, his Eberman is so great, and these songs are sung by Kollikavalan or Sheralkon, Kulasekara Perumal in beautiful Tamil songs, and those people will be blessed. Whenever they attain Paramapadam, they will be with Emberman and they will not be lamenting like me. This is the Shringara Rasam in missing. Azhwar shows how love comes in the form of beautiful words and songs when you miss a beloved person, and when it is a human it's different, but when it is Bhagavan, we miss. When it is humans, we miss them and we keep saying, oh, I'm missing you, I'm missing you. But when it is Bhagavan, it is even more. It is probably the superior most missing, or a mother missing a child. So love comes, or Shringaram comes, not only when we are together and enjoying, but also when you are missing that person and you have missed out on all their pranks, just like Devaki did in Krishna Avatar. This is Shringaram in Prabhalamba. Beautiful Pasurams. We just saw the love of a mother who's missing the child. That is Devaki, missing Lord Krishna. Even though she had the bhagyam of giving birth to him, she did not have the bhagyam to see all his childhood activities. Now, that is Krishna Avatar. Now in Rama Avataram, it is the father, Dasaratha, who, due to a promise that he made to his wife Kaikesi, to keep up that promise, he sends Lord Rama to the forest along with Sita and Lakshmana, Anujan. And after Lord Rama goes away, Dasaratha feels very bad and how he is missing. And that love, Azhwar becomes one as Dasaratha and sings the song of a father's love, showing missing his child, Lord Rama. How he talks about the greatness of Rama through Dasaratha's love. Again, we can see the Shringara Rasam here.
வந்தாலி நினைவாங்கி வளநகரம் தொழுதேத்த மன்னனாவான் நின்னாயை அரியணை மேலிருந்தாயை நெடுங்கானம் பலரப் போகு என்னால் எம்மிராமாவோ உனைப் பயந்த கைகேசி தன் சொற்கேட்டு நன்னாக நானிலத்தை ஆழ்வித்தேன் நன்மகனே உன்னை நானே.
In this Padigam, in the first Pasuram, Azhwar becomes King Dasaratha and shows his love for his son. We already saw about Krishna Avataram, about how Azhwar becomes Devaki and laments that showing her love for Krishna, having missed him and having had the need to send him over to Yashoda Mata. But here, that is part of Mahabharata. This is part of Ramayana. So, Azhwar has brought in both the epics here, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And here he says, O Rama, after he worshipped the lotus feet of Srimanarayana, the beautiful city of Ayodhya, all the people were ready to have you as their king, and I was ready to crown you. But listening to the words of Kaikeyi, I sent you to the forest, and which is very difficult to enter instead of ruling this Ayodhya. So it shows a father's tapam when he is away from his son, that is King Dasaratha being away from Rama, and how he shows his love for Rama. That is the Shringara Rasam in this Padigam. This is a Vipramanamba Shringara Rasam.
வெவ்வாயேன் வெவ்வுரை கேட்டு இருநிலத்தை வேண்டாதே விரைந்து வெண்ணி மைவாய கரிலொழிந்து தேரொழிந்து மாவொழிந்து வனமே மேவி நெய்வாய வேல் நெடுங்கண் நேரிழையும் இடங்காவும் பின்பு போக எவ்வாறு நடந்ததனை எம்மிராமாவோ எம்பெருமான் என் செய்கேனே.
Azhwar, as Dasaratha, King Dasaratha, now sings about the next part. He says, now Rama has gone to the forest. Now he is asking, how did you go? And you have gone. What will I do? He says, after hearing the harsh words from my mouth, you did not want any of the ruling. You did not want to rule the country. You did not want the elephants, which looked like dark, huge mountains. You did not want the chariots. You did not want the horses. You did not want anything. You immediately started to the forest, set out to go to the forest with Sita Pirati and Ilaya Perumal, who is your Anujan, that is Lakshmana. And what will I do now? You have gone to the forest. How did you walk in the forest? Oh my Lord, that's what he says.
கொல்லணைவேல் வரிநெடுங்கண் கௌசலைத்தன் குலமதலாய் குனிவில் ஏந்தும் மல்லணைந்த வரைத்தோளா வல்வினையேன் மனமுறக்கம் வகையே கத்தாய் மெல்லணை மேல் மின்துயின்னாய் இன்னினிப்போய் வியன்கான மரத்தின் நீழல் கல்லணை மேல் கண்துயிலக் கத்தனையோ காகுத்தா கரியகோவே.
Now Rama has already reached the forest according to Dasaratha, and how he is saying what difficulties he is having, and he is talking about the greatness of Rama, which is showing all his love for Lord Rama. He says Lord Rama came to this world to uplift the clan of Kausalya, that is the lineage of Kausalya, and he has reddish and black eyes which are beautiful like a lotus, and he has a spear engaged in killing, and he had a curved bow. Rama is always associated with his bow and arrow, and he has divine shoulders. He is Ajanbahu, which are strong like the mountains, and he melts the sinner's heart even. And he is incarnated in the lineage of King Kakutstha, and he is my Lord. That's what Dasaratha or Azhwar Dasaratha says. Yet Rama, as the son of a king, was in a palace, so he had all the luxuries. He slept on a beautiful soft mattress. Now, when you go to the forest, you will be sleeping under a shadow of a tree. How did you learn to do that? So Dasaratha explains his love and feeling all the difficulties that Rama is going to go through in the forest.
வாபோகு வாயின்னம் வந்துருகால் கண்டுபோ மலரால் கூந்தல் வெய்போலும் எழில்தோடி தன் பொருட்டா விடையோன் தன் வில்லை ஜொத்தாய் மாபோகு நெடுங்கானம் வல்வினையேன் மனமுறக்கும் மகனே இன்னு நீ போக என் நெஞ்சம் இருபிளவாய் போகாதே நிற்குமாறே.
In the fourth Pasuram, King Dasaratha shows his love for Rama as he says, "Oh my child," he says, "you keep coming and going." As he goes up and down, he sees the father, and he says, "Oh Rama, you broke Shivan's bow for the sake of to marry Sita Pirati." And how is Sita Pirati? She is beautiful. She is Mata. She is Bhuma Devi. And she is wearing always flowers. on her head, and she has her shoulders are like bamboo. Your shoulders are like mountain, and her shoulders, she's soft. So her shoulders are like a bamboo. And oh, my child Rama, you melt this sinner's mind. I am a sinner because I sent you to the forest. Where did I send you? Who's roaming in the forest? The elephants are roaming, and I sent you to the forest, and I'm still intact, and my head is not split into two. How is that possible? So I really love you. That is what how he shows his love. And we see that Shringara Rasam in missing his son Rama.
பொருந்தார் கைவேல் நொதிபோல் பரல் பாய மெல்லடிக்கல் குருதி சோர விரும்பாத கான் விரும்பி வெயில் கூரை விரப்ப வெம்பசி நோய் கூற என்ன பெரும்பாவியேன் மகனே போகின்னாய் கேகையர்கோன் மகளாய் பெத்த அரும்பாவி சொற்கேட்ட அறிவினையேன் என் செய்கேன் அந்தோ யானே.
Here again, Dasaratha expresses his love for Lord Rama by feeling what Rama would go through in the forest with sharp edges of stones which will pierce the hands, and which will pierce the enemy's hands, and it will hit the feet of Bhagavan. And the sun which is scorching is going to be really hot, and with hunger in the forest it's not easy to get food. So you are a son of this great sinner. I am a great sinner. And knowing all of this, you went to the forest very willingly just to honor my words. And I am the great sinner. I listened to Kaikeyi, the daughter of Kekeya king. And how would I account for that? How would I even have done that to you? This is how he shows his love.
அம்மா என் ருகந்தழைக்கும் ஆர்வச் சொல் கேளாதே அணிசேர் மார்பம் என் மார்வத்திடை அழுந்தத் தழுவாதே முழுசாதே மோவாதுச்சி கைமாவின் நடையன்ன நடையும் கபலம்போல் முகமும் காணாது எம்மானை என் மகனை இழிந்திட்ட இழிதகையேன் இருக்கின்றேனே.
Here he shows his love by saying what all he is missing. He says, I'm not hearing you call the word Amma happily and with great affection. I'm not able to hug you, and your chest is decorated with ornaments. All that is gone, and I'm not immersing in that ocean of happiness where I will be able to hug you and enjoy you. I'm not smelling the top of your head. I'm not able to smell that. I'm not seeing the beauty of your soft gait you're walking, which is similar to that of an elephant, with so much of grace and at the same time so much of power. I'm not seeing a radiant face which is like a lotus, and still I'm alive. I lost my son who made me happy with the beauty of his gait. So I've lost all of that. He shows his love by lamenting, by feeling bad for his actions.
பூமருவு நெருங்கொச்சு புன்சடையா புனைந்து பூந்துகில் சேரல்கொல் காமர் எழில் விழல் உடுத்து கலனணியாது அங்கங்கள் அழுகுமாறி ஏமருதோள் என் புதல்வன் யானின்று செலத்தக்க வனம்தான் சேர்தல் தூமரையீர் இது தகவோ சுமந்திரனே வசிட்டனே சொல்லீர் நீரே.
Here, Azhwar is addressing two great rishis, Sumantra and Vasishta. He's saying, "O great rishis, tell me whether this is proper." He says, my son Rama, whose hair is very fragrant and always decorated with flowers, is now made into, has matted hair. because he is in the forest. His divine waist, which was adorning the silken dress, is now using a rope of grass, and his divine limbs, which are not wearing any ornaments now, they are without the artificial beauty. So which shows that Bhagavan by himself is beautiful. The ornaments don't make him beautiful. He makes the ornaments beautiful. The ornaments get divinity by Bhagavan being wearing all of them. So now here Dasaratha shows his affection and his love for Rama by saying, all this my son is missing. Is this right? Is this proper? I should have gone to the forest instead of my son. So Sumantra and Vasisthara, please tell me if this is right.
பொன்பெத்தார் ஏழ்வேதப் புதல்வனையும் தம்பியையும் பூவை போலும் மென்பத்தா நுண்மரங்கள் மெல்லையல் என் மருகேயும் மனத்தில் போக்கி நின்பத்தா நின்மகன் மேல் பழிவிளைத்திட்டு என்னையும் நீழ்வானில் போக்க என்பத்தாய் கைகேசி இருநிலத்தில் இனிதாக இருக்கின்னாயே.
This Pasuram is expressing his love towards Rama, but he is asking Kaikeyi, why did she do this? What did she benefit from this? He says, oh, the daughter of the Kakeya king, he made Sri Rama, who is a learned person, who has learnt all the Veda Shastrams from great teachers, and you not only made him go along with him, my younger son, Lakshmana, his younger brother, Lakshmana, and my daughter-in-law, who is Sita Prati, who is so tender that her waist is thinner than even the lightning, you have made all of them go to the forest. Why did you do this? You put the blame on Bharata, Bharata is so affectionate towards you. You put the blame on him. And what did you get out of this? You made me to go also into the far above world. What did you get of this? But you are living here in the expansive earth, that is on earth happily. What did he get out of this? So he shows his affection by showing his anger on Kaikeyi and talks about the beauty of Bhagavan and Sita Pirati and his Anujan Lakshmana.
முன்னொரு நாள் மழுவாளி சிலை வாங்கி அவந்தவத்தை முத்தும் செத்தாய் உன்னையும் முன் அருமையும் உன்மோயின் வருத்தமம் ஒன்னாகக் கொள்ளாது என்னையும் என் மெய்யரையும் மெய்யாகக் கொண்டு மனம் பொக்க எந்தாய் நின்னையே மகனாகப் பெறப்பெறுவேன் ஏழ்பிறப்பும் நெடுந்தோள் வேந்தே.
Dasaratha, during his lamenting, talks about the greatness of Bhagavan, Sri Rama. He says, some time ago, you took the bow of Parashurama, who had an axe as weapon, and destroyed the entire benefit of his penance. So and you were so great, and you did not understand you did not consider how much of difficulties I went through to get you as my son, and also the sorrow you brought to your mother Kausalya. Because we all know how they did the Putraka Meshtiyagam, which is a huge big yam, and after several things, Lord Rama was born to Dasaratha and Kausalya. Not considering all this, you went to the forest. You decided to go to the forest, and just to make my words come true. He says, oh, you are the king. You have long shoulders. Let me have you, my son, in all my births, which I will take from now onwards. He said, how many ever births I take, you should be my son. That shows his total love for Lord Rama.
தேனகமா மலர்கோந்தல் கௌசலையும் சுமித்திரையும் சிந்தை நோவ கூனுறவின் கொடுந்தெழுத்தை சொற்கேட்ட கொடியவள் தன் சொற்கொண்டு இன்னு கானகமே மிக விரும்பி நீ துறந்த வளநகரை துறந்து நானும் வானகமே மிக விரும்பி போகின்றேன் மனுகுலத்தார் தங்கள் கோவே.
In this Pasuram, Kulasekara Azhwar at Dasaratha says us how the whole town of Ayodhya is beautifully decorated for the coronation of Rama. And he said, you are greatest among the kings. So he's talking about the Guna, or his auspicious qualities. And you came in the lineage of Manu. But Kaikeyi listened to her servant maid's words, Kuni's words. And you were caught in that words of Kaikeyi, and you left the forest, leaving the town of Ayodhya when it was decorated for your coronation, making Kausalya and Sumitra, who were very happily decorated and awaiting to see this beautiful coronation. You are gone. Now we're all sad, and I will also be leaving this town, and as I want to just go away.
ஏறார்ந்த கருநெடுமால் இராமனாய் மனம் பொக்க அதனக்காத்தா தாரார்ந்த தரவரைத்தோள் தயரதன் தான் புலம்பிய அப்புலம்பல் தன்னை கூறார்ந்த வேல்வலவன் கோழியரகோன் குடை குலசேகரன் சொற்செய்த சீரார்ந்த தமிழ் மாலை இவை வல்லார் தீனெறிக்கண் செல்லார்தாமே.
The last Pasuram of this Padigam, Kulasekara Azhwar, Dasaratha says that unable to bear the activities of Lord Sri Rama, who is full of all auspicious qualities, Satgunas, and who incarnated as Rama and going to the forest, he has shoulders like a mountain and decorated with garlands. He is lamenting. That Dasaratha is lamenting. And Kulasekara Azhwar, who is an expert, who is a king, and who won over many battles, and he has a white-colored umbrella, mercifully composed these words of lament of 10 Pasurams in Tamil language. Those who are experts in reciting will not go in bad ways, because they understand the results of going in the bad way, just like Dasaratha did, and missed his son, even though showing his affection here in these Pasurams, as a Shringara Rasam we can see, but he was very sad. It was not what he should have done. So this brings us to the Dasaratha is feeling sad, and he is showing his love for Lord Rama during the sadness. This brings us to the end of the Vipralamba Shringara Rasam, where the devotee is lamenting, the mother is lamenting, and the father is lamenting to see how they are missing out on their relationship with Bhagavan, being close to him. And Bhagavan, after listening to all of this, comes and shows his darshanam to Azhwar in Chitrakutam, from where the Sambhoga or the Sanyoga Shringara Rasam, it can be felt. So it shows how the transition, when one asks for something really just. What did this Bhaktha, Kulasekara, ask? He said he wanted to be with Bhagavan. He wanted to see Sriman Narayana. And Bhagavan very rightly comes and shows himself in Chitrakuta. So from there we'll see what happens in the Samyoga Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi. Up till now we saw the Vipralamba or the Viyoga Shringara Rasam, where the Bhakta, the mother and the father were expressing their love towards Sriman Narayana, and when they were missing him, like Azhwar, the Bhakta, wanted to be with Srirangam, Arangan, and he shows his love. And Devaki, missing out on Lord Krishna, shows her love. And Dasaratha shows about his love for his Rama. Now we will see how Bhagavan, after listening to his Bhakta, out of his abundance karana, he shows himself or gives darshanam to Azhwar in Chitrakuta, Chidambaram, which makes him sing all of Ramayanam as a concise story within the 10 Pasurams. Then Azhwar becomes, he's so ecstatic, so he becomes a Gopika and sings about Rasa Leela, another 10 songs. Then eventually he becomes Kausalya and sings Lullaby to Lord Rama. So we will be seeing these three padigams as the Sanyoga Shringara Rasam. Azhwar, after having expressed his sadness of not having seen Bhagavan and wanting to have his darshanam, Bhagavan, out of his abundance karuna, gives him darshanam in Chitrakuta, where Azhwar experiences Govindaraja Perumal of Chitrakutam as Chakravarthi Thirumagan, Ramayanam, and sings the concise Ramayanam. All of the Ramayanam comes within these 10 Pasurams. In fact, it is a last padigam, but we will bring it here as a experience of Azhwar, after which he shows his other ecstasies.
அங்க நெடுமதில் புடைசூழ் அயோத்தி என்னும் அணிநகரத் துலகனைத்தம் விளக்கும் சோதி வெங்கதிரோங் குலத்துக்கோர் விளக்காய் தோன்னி விண்முழுதும் உயக்கொண்ட வீரன் தன்னை செங்கன் நெடுங்கரு முகிலை இராமன் தன்னை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் எங்கள் தனி முதல்வனை எம்பெருமான் தன்னை எண்ணுகளோ கண்குளிரக் காணும் நாளே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar expresses the beauty of Lord Rama as he is born in the beautiful Ayodhya town as the Vengadiron Kulatakor Vilakai. That is, he is born in the Surya Vamsha, Ikshvaku Vamsha, Surya Vamsha, and that Rama, I see him in Chitrakuta.
வந்தெதிர்ந்த தாடகைதன் உரத்தை கீறி வருகுருதி பொழிதரவன் கணைவன்னேவி மந்திரங்கொள் மறைமுனிவன் வேள்வி காத்து வல்லரக்கர் உயிர் உண்ட மைந்தன் காண்மின் செந்தளிர்வாய் மலர் நகை சேர் சிழுந்தன் சோலை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடந்தன்னுள் அந்தணர்கள் ஒரு 3000 ஏத்த அணிமணி ஆசனத்திருந்த அம்மான் தானே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar sings about the great Rama, the greatness of Rama, and how the brothers they cut the nose of Tatakavatam, and how he also takes care of the rishis yagam. Mandirangol Manaivaran Velvi Kata. Velvi is yagam, so they take care of the yagam of the rishis.
செவ்வரினர் கருநெடுங்கண் சீதைக்காகி சினவடையோன் சிலையிருத்து மழுவாளேந்தி வெவ்வரினர் சிலை வாங்கி வெண்ணி கொண்டு வேல்வேந்தர் பகைதடிந்த வீரன் தன்னை தெவ்வரஞ்சு நெடும்புரிசை உயர்ந்த பாங்கர் தெல்லை நகர் சிறுச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் எவ்வருவம் சிலத்தடக்கை இராமன் தன்னை இறைஞ்சுவார் இணையடியே இறைஞ்சினேனே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar sings about how he very happily sees that Rama, who broke the Shivadhanush and married Sita Prati in Thilainagar, Tiruchitrakutam, that is in Chidambaram. He says, I saw that Rama here and I prayed to him.
தொத்தலர்பூஞ் சுரிகுழல் கை கேசி சொல்லால் தொன்னகரம் துறந்து துறை கங்கை தன்னை பத்திவடை குகன் கடத்த வனம் போய் புக்கு பரதனுக்கு பாதகமும் அரசும் மீந்து சித்திரகூடத்திருந்தான் தன்னை என்னு தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் எத்தனையும் கண்குளிரக் காணப் பெத்த இருநிறத்தார் கிமையவர் நேர் ஒவ்வார்தாமே.
In the fourth Pasuram, Azhwar sings about the greatness of Rama and how he was true to his father. Now he listened to his father without saying another word. He gave all the kingdom to Bharata and went to the forest. And when Bharata hears about it, he comes and asks Rama to come back. Rama gives him the Paduka. Bharatanaku Padukamum Arasum Idu. So he gives the kingdom and also gives his own Paduka for Bharata to do to take care of the kingdom.
வடிவணக்கு வரை நெடுந்தோள் விராதைக் கொண்டு வந்தமிழ்மா முனி கொடுத்த வரிவில் வாங்கி கலைவணக்கு நோக்கரக்கி முக்கை நீக்கி கரணோடு தோடனன் தன் உயிரை வாங்கி சிலை வணக்கி மான்மறிய எய்தான் தன்னை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் தலை வணக்கி கைகூப்பி ஏத்த வல்லார் திரிதலால் தவமடைத்துத் தரணிதானே.
In the fifth Pasuram, Azhwar sings about how Lord Rama takes out the nose of Surpanaka, the sister of Ravana, and how the Ravana in turn is sending Maricha in the form of a golden deer which Sita is asking for, and he goes to get that for her.
தனமரபு வைதேகிப் பிரியல் ஒத்து தளர்வெய்து சடாயுவை வைகுந்தத் தேத்தி வனமரபு கவியரசன் காதல் கொண்டு வாலியை கொண்டிலங்கை நகர் அரக்கரகோமான் சினமடங்க மாருதியால் சுடுவித்தானை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் இனிதமர்ந்த அம்மானை இராமன் தன்னை ஏத்துவார் இணையடியே ஏத்தினேனே.
The instances that happen as part of Ramayana is now Lord Rama feels sad because Vaidehi, Sita Prati, has been taken away by Ravana, so he gets separated from her and he feels very sad and he's going in search of her, and on the way he finds Jatayu, who is killed by Ravana, and he does Antima Kainkaryam for Jatayu, and then he also next sees the Vali and Sugriva fighting, and he kills Vali and gives a place to Sugriva. And that drama, he says, I saw in Chitrakutam in Chidambaram.
குறைகடலை அடலம்பால் மருக வெய்து குறைகட்டி மறுகரையை அதனால் ஏறி எரிநெடுவேல் அறக்கருடும் இலங்கை வேந்தன் இன்னுயர் கொண்டவன் தம்பிக் கரசும் மீந்து திருமகளோடு இனிதமர்ந்த செல்வன் தன்னை தெல்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடந்தன்னுள் அரசமர்ந்தான் அடிசூடும் அரசையல்லால் அரசாக எண்ணேன் மத்தரசுதானே.
Next comes the Setubandhanam. குறைகளை அடலம்பால் மருகேது குலை கட்டி மருகதரை அதனால் ஏறி. So he builds the Setu bridge and goes on the other side and he kills that Ravana. And after killing Ravana, he gives the kingdom to Vibhishana, and that's Vibhishana Pattabhishekam.
அம்பனோடு மணிமாட அயோத்தி எய்தி அரசெய்தி அகத்தியன்வாய் தான் முன் கொன்னான் தன் பெருந்தொல் கதை கேட்டு மிதிலை செல்வி உலகுய்யத் திருவயிறு வாய்த்த மக்கள் செம்பவளத் திரள்வாய் தன் சரிதை கேட்டான் தெல்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடந்தன்னுள் எம்பெருமான் தன் சரிதை சிவியால் கண்ணால் பருகுவோம் இனி அமுதோம் மதியோம் அன்னே.
In this Pasuram, he says how he comes back to Ayodhya and does Ramarajyam along with Sita Prati. Then, after certain instances, Sita Prati goes back to the forest and she begets two children, Lava and Kusha. And the Lava Kusha come back and sing the story of Ramayana to Rama himself. So he listened to his own story through his children. Emberman tan saradi seviyal kannal paruvom, he said. So let us listen to that Ramayana. So he is practically bringing the whole of Ramayana within this Padigam.
சிறிதவச் செம்பகன் தன்னைச் சென்னு கொன்ன சிறுமறையோன் உயிர் மீட்டுத் தவத்தோனீந்த நிறைமணிப்பூன் அணியும் கொண்டிலவனன் தன்னை தம்பியால்வான் ஏத்தி முனிவன் வேண்ட திரள் விளங்கும் இலக்குமனை பிரிந்தான் தன்னை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடம் தன்னுள் உறைவானை மறவாத உள்ளம் தன்னை உடையோம் மத்திரு துயரம் அடையோம் என்னே.
Here he says how Lord Rama loses his brother and Ilakkanan Thannai Pirindan, and that Rama I see him in Chitrakutam in Chidambaram.
அன்ன சராசரங்களை வைகுந்தத்தேத்தி அழலரவ பகையேறி அசுரர் தம்மை வெண்ண இலங்கு மணி நெடுந்தோள் நான்கும் தோன்ன வெண்முழுதும் எதிர்வர தந்தாமம் மேவி சென்னினது வீத்திருந்த அம்மான் தன்னை தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடந்தன்னுள் என்னும் நின்னான் அவன் இவனன் நேத்தி நாளும் இறைஞ்சுமினோ எப்பொழுதும் தொண்டீர் நீரே.
The last Pasuram, Azhwar says how at the end of Ramavataram, and when Rama is going back to heaven, at the end of the Ramavataram, he took all the people everywhere in all the worlds, and whether it is people, everything, pul, poond, all that is all the living, non-living, everything he took along with him to heaven and gave him moksha. And Sarasarangalai Vaikunthate, he took everything with him to Sri Vaikuntham. And that great Bhagavan, he shows his love and the beauty and the greatness of Bhagavan in these 10 Pasurams.
தில்லை நகர் திருச்சித்திரகூடந்தன்னுள் திரள் விளங்கு மாருதியோடு அமர்ந்தான் தன்னை எல்லையில் சீர் தயரதன் தன் மகனாய்த் தோன்னித்தது முதலா தன் உலகம் புக்கதீரா கொல்லியலும் படைத்தானே கொத்த ஒள்வாள் கோழியர்கோன் குடை குலசேகரன் சொற்செய்த நல்லையலின் தமிழ் மாலை பத்தும் வல்லார் நலந்துகள் நாரணன் அடிக்கீழ் நண்ணுவாரே.
The last Pasuram, Azhwar says that Rama in Chitrakutam is there with Maruti, that is Hanuman and Sita. He is there, and that Bhagavan, all the world will pray to him. And those who sing these songs will be happy with Bhagavan. Naranan Adiki Nannuvare. So, in these 10 Pasurams, Azhwar has completely expressed all of Srimad Ramayanam in very concise form, taking the important incidences and singing about the greatness, which shows his total love for Lord Rama, which is the Shringara Rasam, how he is bringing out his love for Rama. And next we will see how he shows his love as Krishna, as a Gopika for Krishna. After having sung about the Lord of Srirangam and his tabam to see him, he saw that Rama in Chitrakutam, and now Azhwar becomes a Gopika in his ecstasy. He's so happy. Now he is seeing the greatness of Bhagavan and showing his love to Krishna as a Gopika and doing Rasa Leela. This is called the Naika Bhava. This is the 6th Padigam in Perumal Thirumozhi.
ஏர்மலர் பூங்குழலாயர் மாதர் எனப்பலருள்ள இவ்வூரில் உந்தன் மாழ்வதற்காசையின்மை அறிந்தறிந்த உந்தன் பொய்யைக் கேட்டு கூழ்மழை போல் பனிக்கூந்தலெய்தி ஊசி நடுங்கிய முனையாற்றில் வார்மணல் குன்றில் புலர நின்றேன் வாசுதேவா உன் வரவு பார்த்தேன்.
In the first Pasuram, Azhwar says that he is a woman or a Gopika from the higher party, but he is not there with all the other women. He is standing separately in the middle of the Yamuna river on a huge mound, and he is there waiting for the arrival of Krishna because he is not ready to take the false promises of Krishna. And he knows there are lots of women in higher party with beautiful fragrant hair, and Krishna is the one they're all looking to be with. So Azhwar has come after that, and he is standing in the Yamuna river in the early morning when there is dew which is pouring like heavy rain, and is feeling shy and trembling with fear. And he is waiting there for the arrival of Lord Krishna. So Azhwar as a Gopika expressing his love for Bhagavan, the Shringara Bhava.
ஒன் கண்மடவாள் ஒருத்தி கீழகத்து தயிர்கடையைக் கண்டு ஒல்லை நானும் கடைவன் என்று கள்ளவிழியை விழித்து புக்கு வண்டமர் பூங்குழல் தாழ்ந்துலாவ வாழ்முகம் வேர்ப்ப செவ்வாய் துடிப்ப தன் தயிர் நீ கடைந்திட்ட வண்ணம் தாமோதரா மெய் அறிவன் நானே.
In the second Pasuram, Azhwar says that, O Krishna, O Damodara, there is a beautiful girl who has eyes like a fish, and she is churning curd all alone by herself. Now you sneak into her house, and with a very deceptive look, you tell her that you will help her. And I really know what you are up to, what you really want to do. From the way you churn the curd, and with your radiant face, perspiring on your red lips, and your hair with curly hair sitting on the flowers swaying all around, I know what you really meant. Here, Azhwar says that Krishna is basically trying to say that he will help the girl, but he will eat up all the butter. That is beautiful. So the first Pasuram he calls him Vasudeva. In the second Pasuram he calls him Damodara.
கழுமலர் கூந்தல் ஒருத்தி தன்னை கடைகணித்து ஆங்கே ஒருத்தி தன்பால் மறுவிமணம் வைத்து மற்றொருத்தி குறைத்து ஒருபோதைக்கு பொய் குறித்து உரிகுழல் மங்கை ஒருத்தி தன்னை புணர்த்தி அவளுக்கும் நெய்யனல்லை மறுதிருத்தாய் உன் வளர்த்தியூடே வளர்கின்றதால் உந்தன் மாயைதானே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar shows Krishna's love for all the gopis and how he says that he belongs to each one of them. Similarly, Bhagavan is also taking care of each one of us, and he loves us equally. He loves every single person. So Azhwar is saying that he lived like that, and that is the love we can see between the Bhagavan and the Bhaktas or the gopis. He says, you were glancing at a girl who had dark, beautiful hair and flowers, but your mind was all on another girl, and to another one you said, I'm yours, and to the fourth girl you told her to wait in a place for you somewhere, and then you were enjoying with another girl. But to her also you were saying only lies. You just said that you belong to everybody, and you were trying to satisfy each one of them. But when you were small, you pulled down 2 trees when your mother tied you up with a rope to the varral, and you came out of that, and then you pulled down 2 trees from where 2 demons came and they got moksha. But along with your growing years, your deceptiveness is growing too. That time you deceived your mother, and then you just came away, but now you are deceiving so many of these girls. So that is again, it shows the love between Bhagavan, the Bhaktha and Bhagavan. There's Azhwar and Bhagavan, and the Gopikas and Bhagavan.
தாய்முலை பாலில் அமுதுருக்க தவழ்ந்து நலர் நடையிட்டுச் சென்று பேய்முலைவாய் வைத்து நஞ்சையுண்டு பித்தனென்ன பிறரேச நின்றாய் ஆய்மிகு காதலோடு யான் இருப்ப யான் விட வந்த எந்தூதியோடு நீ மிகு போகத்தை நன்கு கந்தாய் அதுவும் முன் கோரம்பு கேட்குமன்றே.
In this Pasuram, Azhwar talks about 2 things. One is about Putana, where he says, when your mother had milk and she was waiting to give you, she was feeling so heavy, but you went crawling, and in a baby-like steps, you went to the demon Putana and drank her milk, and not only drank milk from her, also drank her life. And here I am waiting for you with deep affection, and you started having a good time with the messenger who was sent to you as my messenger. Isn't that inappropriate? Isn't that wrong what you did? So Arva says, pours his love, saying that he's waiting for Krishna with deep affection as a gopi. And Krishna, the Mayan, he just goes around with another person and enjoys that. And Arvar is chiding him for doing so and saying that you should be more appropriate, isn't it?
மின்னொத்த நுண்ணிடையாளைக் கொண்டு வீங்குருள்வாய் எந்தன் வீதியூடே பொன்னொத்த ஆடை கூடலிட்டு போகின்ற போது நான் கண்டு நின்றேன். கண்ணுற்றவாளை நீ கண்ணால் இட்டு கைவிழிக்கின்றதும் கண்டே நின்றேன். என்ன கவலை விட்டிங்கு வந்தாய் இன்னமங்கே நடனம்பி நீயே.
Here Arva is again chiding Krishna. He is a gopi and Krishna comes to her as Arva is a gopi. And he says, in the form of gopi, he says, when I was looking at you, you were walking through the street with a girl who had a very slim waist. You were walking like a lightning, covering your head with a golden colored dress, Chidambaram. And it was really dark at the time. And even as you were walking with her, you saw another girl and told her to come and wait somewhere. And doing all of this, why did you come here leaving that innocent girl? You may go back to her. This is just like a lover talking to her beloved. And brings out the Shringara Rasam, or the love and beauty, completely.
அற்பொருள்தோளுடை வாசுதேவா வல்வினையன் தொழில் கொண்டவாறு இத்தை இரவிடையமத்தன்னை இன்னனை மேல் இட்ட கண்டு நீ போய் அற்ற இரவும் ஓர் பித்தை நாளும் அறிவையோடும் அணைந்து வந்தாய் எற்றைக்கு நீ என் மருங்கில் வந்தாய் எம்பெருமான் நீ எழுந்தருளே.
In this Pasuram also, Alvar poses himself as a gopi who is a lover and looking into the misdeeds of Krishna, of how he is the beloved for so many of the girls. The lover definitely gets angry and she says, O son of Vasudeva, you have such strong shoulders with which you fought all the demons and the wrestling people. I am a poor cowherd girl, an innocent cowherd girl who has done a lot of sinful deeds. You wanted to be with me, and when I slept off, you moved away. You left me and went. And the next night, the subsequent day, you spend the time with all the cowherd girls, like 5 lakh cowherd girls. And after doing all that, why do you come near me? He said, go out from here. That is, it is the beauty of the amount of love Alvar has for Krishna and how the lover always wants to have the loved one exclusively for himself or herself. And here, Alvar as Gopi does the same thing and chides Krishna.
பையரவினனை பல்லினியாய் பண்டையோம் அல்லோம் நாம் நீ உகக்கும் மையறிவன் கண்ணினாரும் அல்லோம் வைகயம் சேரி வரவொழி நீ செய்ய உடையும் திருமுகமும் செங்கனிவாயும் குழலும் கண்டு பொய் ஒரு நாளும் பட்டதே அமையும் புள்ளவும் பேசாத போகு நம்பி.
This Pasuram is another conversation between the lover and the loved. Here the lover is Gopika, Azhwar is Gopika, and the loved is Krishna. She says, you sleep on the Anantarvan or Adiseshan. O one, you have all the good qualities, all the Sat qualities. But we are not the girls of the olden days who are carried away by your deceptive words. We are not the ones who will apply the pigment in their eyes, just like the kajal or anjanam in their eyes, and look like beetles. You do not come here at all odd times. We will not take it when you come to our place there. We have suffered enough believing you and your false words, thinking that you said everything you said was true. You are so beautiful with your dress. You have a divine face. You have reddish lips, beautiful locks of hair, and please leave us in peace. Leave this place without saying those deceptive words again, because we will not take it and we do not want it anymore. We've had enough of your deceiving us.
என்னை வருக என்னை எனக் குறித்திட்டு இனமலர் முள்ளையில் பந்தல் நீழல் மன்னியவளை புனரப்புக்கு மற்றொன்னை கண்டுழா நெழுந்தாய் பொன்னிற ஆடையை கையில் தாங்கி பொய்யச்சம் காட்டி நீ போதியலும் இன்னம் எங்கையகத்தீங்கொரு நாள் மருதியல் எம் சினம் தீர்வன் நானே.
This is once again a love that is expressed by Azhwar as Gopi to Krishna. He says, you had told me to come somewhere. So when I came, I found you were enjoying with another girl who was staying under the jasmine shed which had plenty of flowers. It was so fragrant, and you were there. When you looked at me, when you saw me coming, you quietly disappeared from that place, and you were holding your divine dress in your hand and going away. Even though you acted as if you were scared of me and escaped from me, next time you come, you will have it. I will take revenge on you. This is like, அடுத்த வாட்டி வா வா உன்னை பார்த்துக்கிறேன். It's such a beautiful expression of love between the lover and the loved, between Azhwar as Gopi and Lord Krishna.
மங்களனன் வனமாலை மார்பிலிளங்க மயில் தலை பீலி சூடி பொங்கிளவாடை அறையல் சாத்தி பூங்கொத்து காதில் புனரப்பெய்து கொங்கு நறுங்குழலார்களோடு குழைந்து குழல் இனிதூதி வந்தாய் எங்களுக்கே ஒரு நாள் வந்தூத உன் குழலில் இசை போதராதே.
Now, in this very beautiful Pasuram, the cowherd girl or the Gopi accepts her defeat and says, you belong to everybody. So you will go with everybody. And you have an auspicious, beautiful divine garland on your chest, and you have lush feathers, peacock feathers, mail peely on your crown, and you have donned a light dress in your vest. So she is describing Bhagavan, and you have beautiful flowers on your ears, and you are mingling with all the girls who are here as gopis, and as an outlet for your happiness you play the flute. But we desire that you should come for each one of us one day. It should be exclusively for us, which cannot be there. If you come like that, then your flute will not play for us. The music of your flute will come only with all of us, because you belong to everybody. So Krishna, this very truly says that Bhagavan is the lover of everybody and he loves everybody equally. And now the Azhwar, as a cowherd girl, understands that after reprimanding so much, saying that you said false things, you went there with somebody, you were not with me, saying all of that, now she realizes that Bhagavan is for everybody and he is the superior most and he is the most wanted by everybody. He is loved by everybody and he loves everybody equally. That is the true meaning of this Pasuram, where Azhwar says Bhagavan is not exclusively for one person, he is for everybody.
அல்லி மலர் திருமங்கை கேழ்வன் தன்னை நயந்திட ஆட்சிமார்கள் எல்லைப்பொழுது நெல்மத்தூடி எல்கி உரைத்த உரை அதனை கொல்லி நகர்த்திரை கூடர் கோமான் குலசேகரன் இன்னிசையில் மேவி சொல்லிய இந்தமிழ் மாலை பத்தும் சொல்லவல்லார்க்கில்லை துன்பம்தானே.
Azhwar says here that all the cowherd girls, that's all the Gopikas, had a love quarrel. They were chiding him, Krishna, and they were blaming him for not being with them. Who's this Krishna? This Krishna, or the Kannan, is a consort of Peribirati, who was born in the lotus flower. Due to their involvement with Kannan and their love for Kannan, they spoke the words. And it is not truly their intention to blame Kannan, but their love for him makes them talk that way. Kulasekara Azhwar, the king of the Chera and the Pandya kingdoms, composed these words as a garland in the sweet Tamil language. And those who learn and recite these Pasurams will not experience any sorrow which could be a hurdle for their Bhagavat anubhavam. That is, everybody wants Bhagavat anubhavam. That is, you want to enjoy with Bhagavan. And in that, you blame Bhagavan for not being with you and doing all kinds of things, saying he's a cheat and he didn't do the right things and all that. But you also realize that Bhagavan is for everybody and he is there for everybody. He loves us more than we love him, and he loves every single thing because we are his creations and he is our Pita, he is our father, he is the consort for Peribirati, and Tayar is full of sympathy and she gives him that as well. So this is the beautiful way in which Azhwar has brought the love between us and Bhagavan in a very concise way of 10 pasurams, which are really beautiful and brings out the deep love and affection in the wonderful Shringara Rasam, which we can enjoy by reading and learning these Pasurams. And he says that we will overcome all sorrows. We will not have any sorrow in Bhagavat anubhavam. So we will be enjoying Bhagavan without any hindrance. That's what Azhwar says. Beautiful 10 Pasurams on the love between Azhwar and Perumal, or us. We have to put ourselves in that position as Azhwar. We may not be as great as him, but we can definitely imagine our love for Bhagavan and his love for us and enjoy and understand that Bhagavan is for everybody, doing all the good things for everyone. After all the tabam of missing the Bhagavan by the Bhaktha and Azhwar making himself as Devaki And as Dasaratha, Azhwar gets a darshanam of Perumal in Chitrakutam, and then he, in his ecstasy, he sings about the Chitrakutam, Govindaraja Perumal as Rama, and then becomes the Nayika Bhava as a Gopika in Rasa Leela. And eventually, he becomes a mother again who enjoys the Ramavatar, Kausalya, and sings a lullaby for Lord Rama. Lord Rama is very atyantam to Azhwar. So, the lullaby is for Dr. Rama. Mannu pugal Kausalaitan Manivairu Vaittavane. And we have the Padigam sung by Dr. Chitra Madhavan in a very beautiful bhavam. Nanyosmi Dr. Chitra Madhavan for having sung this Padigam for Vrindavan.
மன்னு புகழ் கௌசலைதன் மணிவயிறு வாய்த்தவனே தென்னிலங்கை கோன்முடிகள் சிந்து வித்தாய் செம்பொன் சேர்கன்னினன் மாமதில் புடைசூழ் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே என்னுடைய இன்னமுதே ராகவனே தாலேலோ என்னுடைய இன்னமுதே ராகவனே தாலேலோ புண்டரிக மலரதன் மேல் புவனியெல்லாம் படைத்தவனே தின்திரளாள் தாடகை தன் உறவுருவ சிலை வளைத்தாய் கண்டவர்த்தம் மனம் வழங்கும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே எண்டிசையும் ஆளுடையாய் ராகவனே தாலேலோ எண்டிசையும் ஆளுடையாய் ராகவனே தாலேலோ கொங்குமலி கருங்குழலாய் கௌசலைத்தன் குலமதலாய் தங்கு பெரும் புகழ் ஜனகன் திருமருகத சரதி கங்கையிலும் தீர்த்தமலி கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே எங்கள் குலத்தின் அமுதே ராகவனே தாலேலோ எங்கள் குலத்தின் அமுதே ராகவனே தாலேலோ தாமரை மேல் அயனவனை படைத்தவனே தயரதன் தன் மாமதலாய் மைதிலிதன் மணவாள வண்டினங்கள் காமரங்கள் இசை பாடும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே மருவும் சிலை வலவராகவனே தாலேலோ ஏமருவும் சிலை வலவராகவனே தாலேலோ ஓ பாராளும் படர் செல்வம் பரத நம்பிக்கை அருளி ஆரா அன்பிளையவனோடு அருங்கானம் அடைந்தவனே சீராளும் வரை மார்பா திருக்கண்ண புரதரசே தாராளும் நீ முடியன் தாசரதி தாலேலோ தாராளும் நீர்முடியல் தாசரதி தாலேலோ சுற்றம் எல்லாம் பின்தொடர தொல்கானம் அடைந்தவனே அற்றவர்கள் அருமருந்தே அயோத்தி நகர் அதிபதியே கற்றவர்கள் தான் வாழும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே சிற்றவை தன் சோர் கொண்ட ஸ்ரீராமா தாலேலோ சிற்றவை தன் சோர் கொண்ட ஸ்ரீராமா தாலேலோ ஆலின் இலை பாலகனாய் அன்றுலகம் உண்டவனே வாலியை கொன்றரசு இளையவானரத்து கழித்தவனே காலின் மணி கரை அலைக்கும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே ஆலிநகர் கதிபதியே அயோத்தி மனே தாலேலோ ஆலிநகர் கதிபதியே அயோத்தி மனே தாலேலோ மலையதனால் அணை கட்டி மதில் இலங்கை அழித்தவனே அலைக்கடலை கடன் கடைந்து அமரர் கமுதருளி செய்தவனே கலைவலவர் தாம் வாழும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே சிலை வலவா சேவகனே ஸ்ரீராமா தாலேலோ சிலை வலவா சேவகனே ஸ்ரீராமா தாலேலோ தளைய விழும் நறுங்கூஞ்சி தயரதந்தன் குலமதலாய் வளைய ஒரு சிலையதனால் மதில் இலங்கை அழித்தவனே களைகள் நீர் மாறும் கலரும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே இளையவர்கள் அருள் உடையாய் ராகவனே தாலேலோ இளையவர்கள் கருளுடையாய் ராகவனே தாலேலோ தேவரையும் அசுரரையும் திசைகளையும் படைத்தவனே யாவரும் வந்தடி வணங்க அரங்கநகர் தூயின்றவனே காவிரினல் நதி பாயும் கணபுரத்தன் கருமணியே ஏவ வலவா ராகவனே தாலேலோ ஏவரி வெஞ்சிலை வலவா ராகவனே தாலேலோ கண்ணினன் மாமதில் புடைசூழ் கணபுரத்தன் காக்கூத்தன் தன்னடிமேல் தாலேலோ என்றுரைத்த தமிழ் மாலை கொல்நவிலும் வேல் வலவன் குடை குலசேகரன் சொன்ன பன்னிய நூல் பத்துவல்லார் பாங்காய பக்தர்களே பன்னிய நூல் பத்துவல்லார் பாங்காய பக்தர்களே
சுவாமி வேதாந்த தேசிகன் பிரபந்தசாரம். பொன்புரையும் வேல் குலசேகரனே மாசி புனர்பூசத்து எழில்வஞ்சி களத்து தோன்றி அன்புடனே நம்பெருமாள் செம்பொற் கோயில் அனைத்துலகின் பெருவாழ்வும் அடியார்த்தங்கள் இன்பமிகு பெருங்குழுவும் காண மண்மேல் இருளிரிய வென்றெடுத்த இசைகள் சொன்ன நன்பொருள்செய் திருமொழி 105 பாட்டும் நன்று ஆயிரக்கு அருள் செய் நல்கினீயே. மணவாள மாமுனிகள் உபதேச ரத்ன மாலை சிங்ஸ். மாசி புனர்பூசம் காண்மின் என்ற மண்ணுலகீர் தேசிய திவசத்துக்கு ஏதென்னில் பேசுகின்றேன் கொல்லி நகர்கோன் குலசேகரன் பிறப்பால் நல்லவர்கள் கொண்டாடும் நாள். Other works of Kulasekara Azhwar are Mukundamala, which is Krishna anubhavam in Srirangam, and 40 slokas are there. The Arthanubhavam of the slokas can be had on our blog spot. Adiyongal Dasoham and Dhanyosmi for joining us in our Kulasekara Azhwar Thirunakshatram Masi Punarpoosam 2025 and having enjoyed the Shringara Rasam in Perumal Thirumozhi and also singing the Pasurams from Prabandhasaram and Upadesa Ratana Malai and knowing the other works of Kulasekara Azhwar, Mukundamala along with us. Then here's me, Parthasarthi Srinivasan family. Thank you for joining us in our Vaishnava from Parthasarthi family. Please share with like-minded friends your Vaishnava on Vrindavan. Adiyongal Parthasarthi Srinivasan family. Dhanyosmi.